normally a full house here, just about every single game. I mentioned Roo is down on the touchline. It's raining. Our producer is sitting next to her, the biggest umbrella you've ever seen. And I look down at the former Gillaroos World Cup winning captain. Not even an umbrella, Roo. How is it down there? It's beautiful, is it?
Oh, it's lovely. It is beautiful March weather. A little bit of rain doesn't never hurt anybody. It just helps you grow, doesn't it? Because you're big and strong. But no, it is only very, very, very light rain down here. It does, well, the bomb does say that there is a little bit of wind, but at the moment there's not much wind down here, and you can just sort of see from the smoke coming from those areas across the field that it's not really moving anywhere. It's just that little bit of weather. The ground, however, is very, very soggy from that earlier rain, so we'll see how the drainage system works when the players get out there. But during the warm-up, I saw a lot of really good ball handling from both sides, so I'm expecting some good football considering the conditions.
You compare this, Roo, to when this was a sand-based ground only a few years ago. I'm not sure they would have got through the game, but all the puddles we had, it was like a swimming pool down at that southern end, and that's gone, at least the visible side of it.
Yeah, it's all dissipated. It's still quite slushy underfoot, but it is draining away, and it's still only about 21 degrees here, so it's not too cold. And like you said, a lot of patrons are still filing in.
Ruan Sims down there on the touchline. Matthew Elliott, Andrew Moore with you on NRL Thursday. Around the grounds in the AFL first quarter at Cardinia Park, it's Geelong 21, leading the Adelaide Crows 13. So, Matty, it is an intriguing contest. The only team change to either side is a switcheroo at hooker for Manly. Jake Simpkin goes to the bench. Brandon Wakeham to start. No changes to the Sydney Roosters. Referee Wyatt Raymond, Chris Butler in the bunker. How do you see it playing out?
Well, I find it hard not to swing towards the Roosters in this game. However, I've just been looking at what's missing. We've focused on their halves. You know, in recent times you've had Victor Radley, and before that you had Jarurira Hargraves, who brought a little bit of X factor or aggression to the middle of the field. They've got a great forward pack, but I feel like they're missing that little bit of extra distraction to the opposition, and I can see how it's impacted the fluency of their play. And I look to the other side of the field, and their middles have a big job, because if they can get some momentum, what about the speed they've got in this team? When you look at Tommy Trbojevic and Koula, if they can just get some ruck speed, they are a very dangerous team. And for me, that's the key issue tonight.
On the text line, just before players run out, 0467 920 222. I don't get this news around Brisbane. They're constantly in the media with this and that, and the old boys coming out criticising. They just won a premiership a few months ago. As a Raiders fan, that would keep me going for 10 years, says Mark in the ACT. Yeah, it's crazy. It really is crazy. Christopher from Shoalwater, good evening, lady and gentlemen. I'd appreciate your thoughts on DCM leaving Manly. Well, we might get to that later, Christopher, because they're coming out as James Tedesco leads out the Roosters, and there was a lot of booing when DCE left the field after the warm-up. And then what did he do? He went over and gave his warm-up shirt to a young Manly fan by the fence. Nicely played, Daly Cherry Evans. Almost as good as what I saw from Michael Ennis when he left Canterbury, joined Cronulla Sutherland, and they played a game at Belmore early in the season. Mick Ennis came on before anyone else for the warm-up and just started clapping every part of the ground. It was so well done. The Roosters team, James Tedesco, Daniel Tupou and Mark Nwanganita-Waze on the wings. Setters Billy Smith and Rob Toyer. 5'8", Daly Cherry Evans, halfback Sam Walker. The Lockheed and Butcher, second rowers Siwa Wong and Angus Triton. Front rowers Lindsay Collins and Nafahu White. The hooker Reece Robson, and the bench is Connor Watson, Blake Steep, Matt Butcher, Celeste Fiketti, Cody Ramsey and Hugo Savala. Coach Trent Robinson. Manly Ringer heads to our left, the northern end of the ground. We haven't even spoken about James Tedesco against the Manly fullback and captain Tom Trbojevic. Wingers are Jason Saab and Lehigh Opawati. Setters Tolutau Koula and Ruben Garrick. 5'8" Luke Brooks, halfback Jamal Fogarty. Lock Jake Trbojevic. Second rowers are Ben Trbojevic and Hamoli Olakawatu. Front rowers Kobe Hetherington and Taniela Paseka. The hooker Brandon Wakeham, and the bench of Jake Simpkin, Corey Waddell, Ethan Bullimore, Paul Bryan, and then we've got Josh Phillidy and Shamon Leafai. The referee Wyatt Raymond, touch judges Drew Ultraman, Belinda Sharp with Chris Butler in the bunker, and it's Manly spreading the ball left to right. Play two, Garrett goes right, Tupou watches Saab go down the western touchline, over halfway, back on the inside, Trbojevic, here comes Tedesco, but Turbo Tom's over. How have you started like that? shift. That was spectacular with a shift from left to right.
Play 2, Andrew, 10 metres out from your own try line. Second play of the game, they shift to their right-hand side. Jake Trbojevic gets the ball, throws a lovely pass, goes straight through the hands of Fogarty, and it goes to the right. And what about the pass to Saab? He went down the sideline. Who would you want on the inside supporting you, Andrew? Out of anyone in the competition, I'll take Tommy Turbo, thanks.
I was going to say Dylan Edwards, but I know what you're saying. Down to the touchline, Ruan Sims.
I'll tell you what was even better about that. The fact was, in the shot for the last play, there were 4 Manly jerseys and 1 Roosters jersey. And as a coach, that's what you want to see when there's a break made like that. All of your players pushing up, getting involved, putting themselves in a position to make a difference. And I tell you, who does that kind of a play? The right edge of the Manly Sea Eagles. They come up with those kinds of plays so beautifully.
What a start. Tom Trbojevic the try. Now Jamal Fogarty to attempt the conversion. Right in front, 10 metres out. And we've only just ticked past a minute of play. And Fogarty kicks the goal. Manly Warringah 6, Sydney Roosters 0. NRL Thursday on ABC Sport.
Yeah, we can talk about the brilliance of the play, but that is down to the coach. Anthony Seibold gets a lot of criticism. You don't do that by accident on play of the second play of the game, 10 metres out from your try line, shift from one side of the field to another. He's looked very closely at the Roosters defence, knows that they push in tight, and wow.
How exciting is that, by the way, to see a sprint effectively between Tom Trbojevic and James Tedesco. And Tom Trbojevic a year ago is not scoring that try.
No.
Great to see him move that freely. From the kickoff, it comes away to Taniela Paseka. Crash to the ground, 11 metres out from his own goal line. And Manly probably be expecting to score in this play. Comes to the right edge. They make half a break through Hetherington. Caught 25 out from his own line. Time off. There is a player down in back play. And really struggling, that Roosters player. I think he's going to have to come off. He had the staggers. You see it was in that replay, Matthews. He's hidden by other players at the moment. Was it Sam Walker? Or... let's have a look here. We're going to head on replay. No, it was the lock forward.
It's Egan Butcher.
Egan Butcher, who went reeling.
He's got his head on the wrong side of that tackle, and yeah, he'll be coming from the field of play, Andrew. Yeah. And I'd be very surprised if it wasn't a Category 1.
All right, so after 2 minutes and 19 seconds, Egan Butcher goes for an HIA. I'm with you, Matt. It's hard to see him coming back. 6-0 Manly Warringah lead already, down to the touchline, Ruan Sims.
Well, this one just away from football. As Manly were running out onto the field, they had with them 16-year-old Levi Norton, who came out with Tom Trbojevic. He's connected with one of the charity partners for the Sea Eagles, and he is a massive Eagles fan and a really close fan of the Trbojevic boys as well.
Yeah, he's very tight with the Trbojevics, who are a really wonderful family. So the fact that they've looked after him or the other way around is not a great surprise. Egan Butcher has come from the field for an HIA. Play on now is Wakeham. Sends the ball left, and Manly Warringah spills up the footy. And down it goes from Brooks, and they come away with the Roosters. But knock on ball over the place. So it'll come back to be a Rooster scrum feed, 31 out from the Manly Warringah line. And Wyatt Raymond just getting clarity from Sam where he wants to feed the scrum. And he elects centre field, 31 out from the Manly line. So a real stop-start opening to this game. We've not yet had 3 minutes. Manly Warringah lead 6-0. Here's a chance for the Roosters.
Yeah, we can't be too surprised with the rain that there's going to be the occasional error, but I like the fact that Brooks took the line on there, but he's got to lock that ball up a whole lot better than that. That's a simple error.
Now they win the scrum, and it comes right edge to Rob Toyer, who scored first at that. Lost to Penrith last week. 28 metres out, caught there by Ben Trbojevic. Played to Robson, goes left in the far to White. He's wrapped up 24 metres out for the Manly Warringah line. Went up to go again, but I can hear the referee say held. So he asked to go back. This time maybe 4 or 5 metres. Lays the ball to Robson, spins it away left, and through hands it goes from Watson to Walker. He sent it back on the inside, and Angus Crichton scored 18 metres out from the Manly Warringah line. Siegel's up 6-0. Robson goes right. Walker to Cherry Evans. There's the correct reaction as he gets the pass away to support, and being tackled there on the right side of the field is Siwan Wong. Set restart coming for the Roosters as well. 10 metres out from the line. It's with Tedesco. Bing, got away from one, and now put to the ground 5 metres out from the goal line. Plays it and it comes to the right side. Jinking his way into the fence. To within 5 metres of the goal line is Watson. He plays it, it goes left to Lindsay Collins, close to the line, close to the left upright. Drag to the ground, dummy half goes Robson. He goes to the right, Cherry Evans away to Toya, links up into Wanganita Waze, steps in field. Terrific ball in all tackle from Lehigh Upawati in that far corner. 5 out from the goal line, played to Toya, goes to Cherry Evans to Walker, then Tedesco, cut out pass, it's knocked to the ground by Garrick, and the ball's still on the ground for Daniel Tupou. He'll feel the 32 out for the man in line, but it is a knock-on Roosters against the Manly Seagulls, meaning a scrum feed for the Roosters. Another set, 15 out from the Manly Ringle line. Seagulls 6, Roosters 0, 4 minutes 41 gone.
Yeah, Ruben Garrick, I can't criticise his decision to come up there and go for the intercept, but he was immediately contacted when he touched the ball there. So good responsive play from the Roosters to force that error there. But again, Manly going to have to defend their try line for the 3rd set in a row.
Quarter time in the AFL, Geelong 28 at home, leading Adelaide 14. Scrum 1, Robson goes to the right. Cherry Evans got the pass away and the tackle made 8 metres out in that far corner on Wong. Now comes right Tedesco, runs into Ben Trbojevic and he's put to the ground. 7 or 8 metres out, real test here for the Seagulls defence. Played to Toya. I don't even need to say Daly Cherry Evans' name. You can hear it. Comes away to Nafahu, White through 2. Finally tackled 2 metres out. Plays the ball to Robson, gets the pass to. He gets the pass away to Walker. Walker throws a harbour bridge ball to Tupou. Tupou takes on sub, steps away from him into Garrick. Beat another one, now finally taken. 2 metres out from the line. Dummy half is Billy Smith this time. A long ball goes right, Walker too. He gets the pass away to Wong. Wong accelerates, tracked down by Brooks. 10 out from the goal line. He plays the ball, they attack the right side. Cherry Evans got a pass back in field to Tedesco. Went on the ground, play on as he gets it away right to Wong. They go through, hands away to Wanganita Waze, and Markley marks over in the corner.
We've also got 10-metre action if he breaks down.
Referee Wyatt Raymond points to the spot, but for now it is a try to the Sydney Roosters. Mark Wanganita Waze. It looked a bit messy, it looked a bit wet weatherish, but Wanganita Waze gets it down in the corner. It's now Manly Ringa 6, Sydney Roosters 4, 6.5 minutes gone at Brookvale. Matthew Elliott.
Yeah, some great second phase play there from the Roosters. And what I really like about it is, even though it is wet condition, Andrew, they stayed alive there. Robert Toy did a really good job to get that last pass away. It was a catch and pass, and a lot of time under pressure in the rain. That doesn't work out right, but he executed it perfectly.
Touchline, Ruan Sims.
Well, there was a lot that Wyatt Raymond wanted checked in that play. There's some heavy contact on Mark Wanganita-Wase's head after he scores that try. But there was also Luke Brooks was well offside on that left edge defensively. So he said if it breaks down, if there's for some reason this try wasn't allowed, then that's something to look at. But at the moment, it looks as though this try is going to go ahead as is.
And if that is the case, Sam Walker lining up the conversion. 24 metres out, just from the eastern touchline. We've got news on Egan Butcher as well, Roo. Not good for him or the Roosters.
Unfortunately for Egan and the Roosters fans, it is a Cat 1. His night is over.
And that happened very early on. 6-4, Seagulls lead Roosters. And now Walker to try and confirm. That happened in the 3rd minute for Egan Butcher. Walker, he strikes it from the touchline, heading towards the post. And it takes the outside of the post and misses. No goal. So Manly Ringa keeps its nose in front. Seagulls 6, Sydney Roosters 4 here at Brookvale Oval after 7 minutes and 40 seconds of play. By the way, from Ralph Tucker, our producer, that first try for Manly happened in 61 seconds. I thought it was quicker than that. James Fisher-Harris holds the record for the fastest try in NRL history. He scored in 9 seconds for the New Zealand Warriors against Manly in round 27 last year. He broke the previous record of 11.13 seconds held by Kurosama Va'a in 2017 after a blunder from the kickoff. So there you go. Not quite a record, but it was quick. As now, speaking of which, Manly Ringa has to defend short side. Guess who hits it up? And he's tackled DCE, 30 out from his own line. They're doing it for theatre now, the crowd, aren't they? As the Roosters go left, and taking the tackle is Wong. He'll play it 14 short of halfway to Robson. Spins it left to Watson. Short ball to Collins. Defence comes across heavily. Puddles around as well. 7 metres short of the halfway line. Now Watson goes left to Tedesco. Beat one, now caught on halfway. Last tackle Roosters, who trail 6 points to 4. Played to Robson. Goes right to Cherry Evans. End over end kicks, for some reason allowed to bounce down on that left wing by Lehigh Hopewadi, but he's got it for Manly. 11 out from his own line. 6-4 in favour of the Seagulls.
Yeah, great set after points by the Roosters there, Andrew, and a really awkward kick for Daly Cherry Evans to finish the set, which made it hard to regather. Seagulls just under the pump here a little bit and getting driven back.
Yeah, that's Tom Trbojevic, 19 out from his own line. We know the expression, knows every little millimetre of the ground. Well, Daly Cherry Evans does at this place, I would imagine. After 352 games for the club, Brandon Wakeham, dummy half. He sends the ball left side as the Seagulls, a bit of headgear goes flying in the distance. Now the ball played by Jake Trbojevic. Comes right, clearing kick by Fogarty. Good depth on it. Tupou takes it, 10 out from his own line for the Roosters. Heads up over the 20 into Ruben Garrick, who led the chase with Saab, and he's put down 29 out from his own line and 12 in from the western touchline. Played to Walker. He sends the ball open side right to Billy Smith. He's caught 32 out from his own line. Sydney Roosters with it down 6-4. Tedesco sends it midfield right to Nwanganita-Waze, and he's caught 11 metres short of halfway. Plays the ball now to Robson. Spins it away right with a cutout ball to Siwa Wong. He's tackled a metre short of halfway and 15 in from the eastern touchline. Robson, one-handed pickup, goes left to Tedesco. Very heavily involved already. Caught 39 out from the goal line. Played on the last. Robson goes right. Cherry Evans puts up a kick down to Tom Trbojevic. Up he goes and comes down with it for the Seagulls. 15 out from his own line. Manly Ringa 6, Sydney Roosters 4 in the Gotcha for Life Cup. 10 minutes gone here at Brookvale as now Saab is dealt with in centre field, 15 metres out from his own line.
And when we talk about class players, you can't go past James Tedesco. What about his contribution to that last set for the Roosters? Wasn't really going anywhere. He just pumps up the back of the ruck, makes 15 metres, gets a quick play of the ball and turns everything around for them.
Seagulls now up to their own 30-metre line. Ball's played by Wakeham to Brooks. Goes right. Fogarty with a let's get out of here kick. Might be looking for a 40-20. It's got the right spin on it. And then diving back, I reckon like he was in an Olympic pool. He went 10 metres on his belly to Nwanganita-Waze to tap it in field. That's awareness, cleverness, athleticism, everything. And now Nwanganita-Waze hits it up, tackled 24 out from his own line.
That's something you do as a 10-year-old kid. That's a puddle dive, Andrew.
Yeah, what do they call it? A slip and slide. And now the Roosters 26 out from their own goal line, trailing 6-4. Play to Robson, goes left to Walker. He sends it back open side right, and Watson put to the ground, 10 short of halfway. And in there making the tackle was Hetherington for Manly. Down to Fahu, wide up the middle. Caught 4 metres in Seagulls territory. Last tackle, Robson goes right. Who's kicked that again? Cherry Evans down to Tom Trbojevic. Takes it 10 out from his own line. Sends the ball open side right to Hopewadi. Bounced away from one. Now claimed 12 out from his own line. 6-4, Manly in front, 11 and a half gone, down to the touchline. Roo.
Well, concerningly for the home side, behind the ruck is being mined really heavily by the Roosters. They keep punching in there and finding plenty of ground as they try this shift out to the right again.
Yeah, no doubt Manly's best bits came in the first minute so far, but we're still very early on, one try apiece, and Manly Ringa in front. As now the ball's played, it comes to the left. Jake Trbojevic got it away to Luke Brooks, the dummy, and he's wrapped up. 26 out from his own line. The defence coming across that time from Siwa Wong. Seagulls now just outside their 30. One tackle left, they lead 6-4. Ball played, they come right, and it's off the boot of Fogarty. End over end kick for Tedesco. Takes it, leaning to his right. 27 out from his own line, over the 30 and over the 40. Put down 5 short of halfway. So this was a game of forcings back at the moment. Roosters would be well in front, and they just pick up a set restart, their third of the night. They creep into Manly Ringa territory by about a metre. Nwanganita-Waze plays the ball. Robson sends it left to Watson. Plenty of puddles in the centre of the ground here at Brookvale. Caught 9 metres in Seagulls half. by Hetherington. Now left edge to Angus Crichton, but he's surrounded. In comes Garrick over the top. 32 away from the Manly Ringer line and 19 in from touch western side. Dummy half Robson. Short side left to Walker. Dummies, and he's taken. He had 2 coming through, Billy Smith and Tupou, but he scored 20 out and 8 in from touch in the northwest corner. Now Robson goes right. Cherry Evans links up with Watson. He got the pass away to Desco. Then to Rob Toya. Can't get outside his man. Great tackle, Tolutau Koula. 22 out, far side in front of the hill on the last. Comes right, Cherry Evans. Steadies, puts up the kick to the northeast corner, taken by Trbojevic. But he had nowhere to go. 5 out from his own goal line. 13 and a half gone. 6-4. Manly Ringer lead the Roosters, and Daly Cherry Evans at the moment, Matthew Elliott, is suffocating the Seagulls.
Yeah, warning to local fans, I'd stop the booing because it certainly got him completely zoned in. What about the way he started this game?
He is pinning them down. There's now Ben Trbojevic on the left edge. He's scored 21 out from his own goal line for Manly. Plays the ball to Wakeham. Goes centre field right. Jake Trbojevic through hands. Fogarty. Then he linked up with support to the right edge. Tom Trbojevic got the pass away. Garrick claimed 27 out from his own line by Walker. Played to Turbo Tom. Goes to his left. The kick downfield from Luke Brooks. Straight to Tedesco. Takes it on the full. 20 out from his own line. Heads up over the 30. Now towards the 40. Got the pass away to the right side. Nwanganita Waze to halfway. Tackle 5 in from the eastern touchline. They're making ground at will here, the Roosters, but they're still down by 6-4. Now Toya gets straight past 1, and he's caught 9 metres in Seagulls territory by Jake Trbojevic. Plays it Siwa Wong. Sets off. Caught by Jake again. Down 32 out from the goal line with help from Ben Trbojevic. Robson to the left. Cherry Evans turns it in. Nafahu White. Angled run. Then he straightens. Can he offload? No. Put to the deck 24 metres away with Hetherington over the top. Also in there was Ben Trbojevic. Played to Robson. Goes over inside left. Cherry Evans away to Sam Walker. He gets the pass along the ground. Picked up out of the muck there by Cherry Evans. He spins and nails the crowd like that. 24 metres out from the goal line. Great tackle coming in by Hetherington. Crossfield kick now by Walker to the wing of Saab against Tupou. Saab the catch. 6 out from his own goal line. We have had 15 minutes of play, most of it down at the northern end, but it is Manly Ringer leading 6-4 as Garrick hits it up for the Seagulls. Caught 8 out from his own line and shoved backwards. Let's check in downstairs, Ruan, although most of the action's went away from you.
Yeah, it certainly has, but I tell you what I want to see more of is that aerial contest between 2 of the tallest wingers in the competition, and the Manly Seagulls yet again 10 metres out from their own line looking to shift extensively.
Saab and Tupou look from here like they've both got stilts as Manly Ringer 18 out from their own line with a 6-4 lead. Ball's played by Ben Trbojevic to Wakeham. He sends it open side right. They get 30 out from their own line. Played by Tom Trbojevic on the last. The kick from Fogarty. A right footer. He's got some good distance on it, Fogarty, but Tupou did well. Takes it on the full. 12 out from his own line. Heads over the 20. Then to the 30. Put to the ground by the chase. 34 out from the Roosters line. And oddly, Matt, that's about the worst field position they've had to start a set in a while.
Yeah, Andrew, and that's the key measure in modern footy is how far the backfield get to carry the ball after a kick. You see Manly, outside backs that catch the ball and get pumped straight away.
They go blindside right here, Padre to James Tedesco, and he's caught 8 metres inside Manly Ringer territory. 10 in from the eastern touchline. Played to Toya. Goes left to Cherry Evans. Finally links up centre field to Walker. Big show and go from Sam, and he's flung to the ground like he's on a merry-go-round. 10 metres inside Manly territory by Hamoli Olakawatu. Now played eventually to Robson. Show and go from Reese. Caught 33 out from the Seagulls line. Centre field. Last tackle to the Roosters. Goes left to Cherry Evans. The kick from 30 metres out. Tom Trbojevic against Billy Smith. Up they go. Ball on the deck. Picked up by White. 6 more tackles. Roosters. White on the charge. Beats one. Dragged down 6 metres out from the goal line. What an opportunity for the Roosters. Manly look primed to fold here. Comes to the right. Watson. Cherry Evans. They got numbers. Tedesco. Good hands by Toya. Toya accelerates the pass away and diving over. Did he get it down? Mark Nwanganita Waze in the corner. Yes, says referee Wyatt Raymond. Try to the Roosters, just too much field position. And the Sydney Roosters hit the lead for the first time. Roosters 8, Manly Warringah 6, 17 minutes, 20 gone at Brookvale. And Mark Nwonganita-Waze, Matthew, has a double.
Absolutely, Andrew. After a big shift from their left to right-hand side, the ball went slickly through the hands, and considering the conditions, it was a really well-executed play. Gee, I tell you what, I can say this, is that the slickness of the Roosters there was just so good to watch, and they also competed really hard to force that error from Tommy Turbo.
They're all over them at the moment, the Roosters. What a great response after conceding that try in the first minute.
Absolutely, and I can tell you what, the person getting booed is playing a major part in this dominance.
Touchline, Ruan Sims.
Well, the fans here are just a little bit cranky because they feel like Mark Nwonganita-Waze went out, lost the ball, touched the corner post, all of the above things. But I tell you what, he is an athlete and he is an incredible finisher. Even in these terrible, torrid conditions, he still manages to find a way. And I have to say, I've got to go back to when he saved that 40-20. That,
yes.
I know it was only early on and people talk about game-changing moments, but they're the kinds of efforts Trent Robinson looks for from his team.
Do you know what? I was with the crowd. I thought he must have put it down on the corner post or touch in goal, but then I realised who it was. So he's probably, because it's right on the far side from us. But the educated guess was he did get it down because he's Mark Nwonganita-Waze.
Yeah.
Here's Walker, 25 out, right on that eastern touch line. He's missed with his only shot from a similar position. Corey Waddell about to come on for Manly as Walker strikes. It's going to miss near side. It does. So he's 0 from 2, but it is the Roosters in front, leading Manly Warringah on the back of a double to Mark Nwonganita-Waze. I'll try again. Mark Nwonganita-Waze, 8-6 on the text line. Francis says, enjoying the call, guys. Enjoy your coffee, question mark. Well, I haven't had one out here, Francis. If you want to bring one, we'll take it. Driving from Brisbane to Sydney for the mighty St Christopher's Benania 2011 Premiership reunion. Let me tell you, this game is giving me all the entertainment I need. Cheers, fellas. Well, pleasure. It's a long drive, but enjoy the reunion. My husband, who knows very little about footy except listening to you lot for the last 10 years, well, I listen, says, why is it not HHH hit his head from Shore the Pearl in Buxton, Queensland? Well, tell hubby, it can be whatever you'd like it to be. But it is for a head injury assessment, as now the Roosters go left again to Nwonganita-Waze, and he's scored 18 out from his own line. He played 15 in from touch, eastern side to Robson. Centrefield left to Lindsay Collins, hustles his way into the defence, put down 23 out from his own line. Waken was involved. Now it's Connor Watson, scheming run by Connor, got past one. Fogarty now caught, 15 short of halfway. Played to Robson, clearing kick from Cherry Evans, over the head of Lehigh Hopewadi, looking for a 40-20. Hopewadi gets back there, almost runs over it, goes between his legs, but he does pick it up. He showed some great patience there, Lehigh Hopewadi, and he'll play it 17 out from his own line after being tackled by Rob Toyer. Now comes right to Tom Trbojevic, and he's tackled 24 out from his own line. We mentioned the Roosters starting a set 34 out from their line was about the worst field position they've had. For Manly, this is almost the best they've had. They haven't started any set outside their 20s. Now Waddell, Setterfield scored 34 out from his own line.
You're 100% right here, Andrew, and this is about pressure football and knowing how to play in these conditions, and the Roosters at the moment are giving them a lesson.
That restart was the result that the crowd started roaring. They'll give it a set restart. Tom Trbojevic sends the ball left, Ben Trbojevic down to the left wing of Lehigh Hopewadi, and he's pummeled to the deck. 12 metres in Roosters territory, ball and all by Nwonganita-Waze, played to Koula. He sends it open side right to Ben Trbojevic. Big spray from the water here as he's tackled. 30 out from the Roosters goal line by Cherry Evans. Now to the right, Jake Trbojevic. Away to Fogarty, then the through hands, and it went from Olaquado to Garrick to Saab. Steps in field away from Smith. Taken though by Crichton. 22 out from the Roosters line. Walker there as well. 10 in from the western touch line. Played on the last. The kick from Fogarty. Aerial route to Desco. Up he goes. He loses it. The ball picked up by Manly Warringah. They're over to score. I think it's Wakem. Out of nowhere. Try to Manly Warringah's Brandon Wakem. And the Seagulls are back in front here at Brookvale. 20 minutes. minutes gone first half. What a game. Manly Ringer 10, Sydney Roosters 8.
Well, the last try was off a Tommy Turbo error. This time it's James Tedesco under the high ball, under a lot of pressure. He certainly got up, blowing up, felt like he was taken out in the air. They'll have to have a look at that again, but again, great recovery. And after just looking at, he does it. It's his own player, actually.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything illegal there from the Seagulls.
No, it was Billy Smith that actually took him out in the air, and he's saying that he got pushed in the back.
He's right. It was from his own dude. That is a little conference call in the in-goal area. Touchline, Ruan Sims.
There's a few things here to check for the video referee, but I tell you what, that's really great backup play by Brandon Wakeham, just pushing through, making sure he put himself in that position to grab that football. James Tedesco is still having a chat to the ref. He's just making his way back to the side now, but watching this on replay, it did look as though a Manly chaser may have pushed into Billy Smith, and that is why he fell into Tedesco, and this is what is now being reviewed.
Well, that's going to be taken off them, isn't it? Now we officially go into the bunker. They're never try confirmed, and Jamal Fogarty knows that. He's given the bucket back to the ball boy.
Molly now pushes Billy Smith, who's generally running back towards the ball. Billy now contacts James, interfering with his ability to catch. This is a penalty against Tamale for the interference. We have a decision.
So that's why, Matty, that you saw Billy Smith be pushed into or hit Tedesco. He was pushed by Hamali Olakuatu. So red pin time. It's not a try to Brandon Wakeham. The score remains in favour of the Roosters by 8 points to 6, and it's a penalty to the Roosters, the first of the game.
Out and out penalty, Andrew, and when you see the replay, you see it with some clarity. Yeah, it's like particularly in modern times, but it's not even a picky penalty for mine. It's an out and out one.
Yeah, that replay we saw was very clear.
Anthony Seibold doesn't agree with me. He was having a bit of a blow up in the coach's box, but
well, that's what they do. Here's the Roosters finding touch, 24 out from their own line, and Billy Smith will take the tap. And he takes off from dummy half into the defence of Garrick primarily. Beat Olakuatu, and he'll play 32 out from his own line. Does that to Robson, goes right to Collins. Solid hit there coming from Jake Trbojevic in the first instance. 13 metres short of halfway. Also in there was Corey Waddell. Now Watson, short ball away to Nafahu White. This bloke just refuses to go down without a fight, does he? Finally hits the deck, 5 metres short of halfway, courtesy of Ben Trbojevic and Wakeham. Now the ball played, Watson goes right to left, Walker, Tedesco, then to Billy Smith, accelerates, got through Garrick, but now put to the ground, 32 out from the Manly line by Saab. Dummy half is Tupou, goes right Tedesco to Walker, then links up centre field to Watson, and Connor takes on the defence, wrapped up, 30 metres out from the Manly Ringer goal line. Last tackle Roosters with his 8-6 lead, comes right Cherry Evans, and he sends it into the raindrops for Tom Trbojevic. Ball tap back for the Roosters to Watson. He goes left to Robson. Have they got the numbers? Terrible pass goes behind Crichton, scooped up by Smith. He beats the tackle of Garrick, goes right to Angus Crichton. He dummies, throws a specky to Walker. Walker offloads back to Tedesco. The human pinball kicks it over the top of Turbo Tom. Trbojevic then beats him, but now he's surrounded in goal by Watson and others. Goal line dropout. Woo-wee, what a bit of play that was. 8-6, Roosters lead Manly, 22 and a half gone. Goal line dropout here coming up for the Seagulls.
well, I'm glad you described that play, Andrew, because there was a whole lot going on. What I do want to say, I was about to give Connor Watson a massive compliment. That pass and that at the end of the set wasn't great, but I tell you what, as Rue described, he's really asking some major questions of Manly Seagulls middles. There's no doubt about that.
So now Fogarty, switch, hook plan, centre line dropout, 61 metres on the fly to Lindsay Collins. He returns it over the 40, and Jake Trbojevic loses his headgear again. Might try strapping it up. Plays at 35 out. Cherry Evans goes right to Nafahu White. He stands in the tackle, now on the deck. 32 out for the Manly Ringer line. Somehow the Roosters still only lead by 2, 8-6. Cherry Evans goes left, through hands away to Angus Crichton, running off Sam Walker, and he stands in the tackle, now on his back. 25 metres out from the Manly Ringer line. line. He'll play the ball to Robson. He sends it right to Cherry Evans. Gets the pass away to Connor Watson. Show and go. Taken now by Ben Trbojevic. 15 out from the Manly line. Roosters on the attack. Robson sends it right to Cherry Evans. Short ball. Siwa Wong. Taken in a brilliant low tackle by Brooks. Head on. Last tackle Roosters. It's played to Robson. Goes left. Through hands. Walker to Nafahu White. He runs into traffic. Headed by Olakawatu. And he's short of the goal line. Changeover. Well, no wonder the fans are cheering. That is great gallant defence from Manly Ringer. 16 left in the first half. It's 8-6 Roosters. Touchline Ruan Sims.
Yeah, I think the Manly Seagulls took a little bit of energy from the fact that they got over the try line, even they haven't had much field position or possession, but they still have a long way to go, not just in this game, but just to get down to the other end of the field.
Well, they've got to be running low on energy, but I guess the more you thwart the opposition, the more you can grow in that regard, as the Seagulls are on their own 20. Saab plays the ball, and it comes to the left edge. And Hopewadi caught 28 out from his own line, plays it. Simpkin out there now for Manly Ringer. Goes right to Corey Waddell. He's caught 10 metres short of halfway. Out in the field now is for the Roosters. And making that tackle, Nat Butcher. Kick down field from Fogarty. Taken by Tedesco. 11 metres out from his own line. Heads up over the 20. Drifts across field from left to right to Ben Trbojevic and tackle with help from Koula. 29 out from his own line. So it is 8-6 in favour of the Sydney Roosters. Remembering Manly scored in the opening minute. 15 minutes to go in the first half. The rain continues here at Brookvale. 11 short of halfway now. It's with Toya on the open side. He's tackled 7 metres short of halfway for the Roosters, or was it Wong? Siwa Wong plays the ball. Come to the left, Walker. Away to Cherry Evans. Cut out ball, finds Billy Smith, but he's ridden into the turf. Great ball on all tackle by Garrick. 6 metres in Seagulls territory. Cherry Evans inside ball to Crichton. Popped in the tackle back to Cherry Evans. And he takes on Fogarty and Olakawatu, who ends up on top of him. 33 out from the Seagulls line. Last tackle Roosters. The ball played to Smith. Goes right to Walker. The kick from 33 metres out. Trbojevic gets protection from his teammates and takes it well. He's caught 12 metres out from his own goal line. 14 left first half. Roosters 8, Manly Ringer 6, Matthew Elliott.
Yeah, we've talked about this field position domination by the Sydney Roosters. Are they going to take advantage of it some stage? There's also great resilience here from the Seagulls defence as they barge their way out of their own territory yet again.
And the grounds in the AFL at Cardinia Park. Geelong 34, leading Adelaide Crows 27. Now Simpkin goes short side left for the Seagulls. They're up to within 15 metres of halfway. Ball played now by Brooks to Simpkin. There he goes centre field right, and Waddell's caught 8 short of halfway. Last play, Manly Ringer down 8-6. Simpkin goes left away to Brooks, then links up with Ben Trbojevic. They run it away to Tolutau Koula, but he's going to be floored. 32 out from the Roosters line. Seems an odd choice in the wet. Change over to the Roosters. 32 out from their own goal line. They hold an 8-6 lead, and we're coming up here at Brookvale Oval to the last 13 minutes of the half.
I can tell you what, the Roosters' right-hand defensive unit, particularly with Robert Toya there, has been really good. They've targeted DCE. They want to get some cheap meters there, but they've done a great job this whole game.
So Leslie Fiketti on the field now for the Roosters. Another interchange as they take it up over halfway. Roosters have dominated field position. Ball played now to the dummy half. Robson takes him on himself. Dragged down. That's Reece Robson. Yeah, tackled 31 out for the Manly line. Now played to Connor Watson. Sends it right to Tedesco. Then away to Cherry Evans. Short ball to Wong. Wong gets away from one. And got a one-hander back to Walker, who's calling Crichton on his inside. Goes that way. Crichton takes it with a big hop. In comes Olakawatu to basically pull into the turf. 19 out from the line on the last. Comes short side left Walker. Kicking for Tupou. It's a 2 men in stilts. The ball's loose on the ground. It's play on. And it comes back to Hamoli Olakawatu for Manly Ringer. 17 out from their own line. Sydney Roosters 8. Manly 6. 28 gone. Now the Seagulls spread it to the left. Sink it away to Koula. Look out. Beach 1-2. Over the 30. Tedesco slips over. Over the 40. This dude can fly. He puts out his wings and he flips his way over the try line. What an effort, Tolutau Koula. Manly Ringers in front, the crowd on their feet. And it is the Seagulls 10. Sydney Roosters 8. Tolutau Koula. can't beat speed. You can't teach speed. But boy, the fun to watch, Matthew Elliott.
Well, 10 seconds into the game, Andrew, they shifted to their right. At this stage of the game, the shift all the way to the left. There was no way he was going to make a breakdown. He beat 4 players on the way there. And what about trying to chase him down? No, thank you. He's got to be close to the quickest player in the competition. My goodness.
That was Ruan Sims electrifying.
It was absolutely incredible. And I tell you what, he stood up Rob Toyer, found a short gap back through the inside, then did a little shimmy shake on James Tedesco, made him slip over, and then just turned on the afterburners and put his ears back, pinned his ears back, went straight for the corner. I'll tell you what else is so impressive. This home side is now up 10-8 with a kick to come. They've had 30%, or just ticked over to 40% possession and only completing at 83%. The Roosters have completed at 100% and they've had 60% possession. So to be ahead on the scoreboard with everything going against them, this is some kind of effort.
It was funny, Roo. After the last set, I was about to cross to you and say, how on earth are the Roosters only ahead by 2?
Yeah.
Well, now they're behind with all those stats you just reeled off there, making that seem most unlikely. Manly Ringer 10, Roosters 8, 10 minutes 30 left in the half, and Jamal Fogarty lining up this kick, 22 metres out, 11 in from the eastern touchline. Given the conditions, what a fun game to watch. AFL second quarter, Geelong 35, Adelaide Crows 33. We'll get to your text shortly as well, 0467 920 222. So here's Fogarty, 22, 23 out, 11 in from touch. He's 1 from 1. Right foot kicker. He strikes it, misses across the face, no goal. Missed that by some way. And a beautiful sound of boot striking ball, courtesy of our man of sound, Dennis Carnahan, who's managed to get us into a new box tonight, Matthew, which is substantially bigger than our normal ABC broadcast box, a couple down. But it's funny because I used to call from here all the time when I was at a commercial network.
Yeah.
And you know what we did every time we're here? Complain about how small it was. But this seems like a luxury to us.
I like the smaller box because I get a bit closer to you. I thought you'd like that.
Not as much as Dendol did at the back there. Here's the kickoff from James Tedesco. Sends it down to the northern end. Manly Ringer incredibly up 10-8 after half an hour of play. And it is 2 tries apiece. So now the Seagulls, how much are they buoyed by that try? They go to the left edge to Ben Trbojevic. If you can hear the contact, it was Siwa Wong in there with Daly Cherry Evans. And it's a set restart against Daly Cherry Evans. You reckon the crowd don't mind that? That is their second set restart awarded to them by referee Wyatt Raymond. Now they're outside the 30. Played to Simpkin, goes right away to Hetherington. And there's no shortage of oomph in the contact, is there? He scored 12 short of halfway. Played centre field, northern end. Simpkin takes off from dummy half, going to about 10. He scored just short of the halfway paint by Watson and Fiketti. Now they work it to the right side. Fogarty turns it into Olakawatu, who in attack at least has been quite quiet, but here he busts a tackle of Robson and caught 36 out from the Roosters line. Played to Simpkin. Beautiful pass left to Brooks. Cut out ball, Koula. Then he links up with Hobawati down the eastern touchline, steps in field, and he's nailed 14 metres out. Great defence coming there from Tedesco and Cherry Evans. Played to Ben Trbojevic. Goes left to right. Luke Brooks, a left foot kick. Up they fly. Tap back by Olakawatu. Back with Manly it goes. They work it right. Garrick dummies a kick. Puts it off the left boot. Manly dives on the bouncing ball. Half a metre out from their own line. The Roosters have it, I should say. And somehow they survive, courtesy of Sam Walker. Played to Tedesco. Goes right to Tupou. He scored 6 out from his own line. It's 10-8 in favour of Manly Ringer. 8 minutes 30 gone. And on play 3 now, the Roosters through Crichton caught 12 out from their own line. Boy, has the momentum shifted quickly.
Absolutely, and the wonders of modern rugby league is that it only takes 2 sets to turn that momentum around, and we can see now that the Roosters look lacking of energy and they're doing everything they possibly can. 30 metres out on last play.
Fiketti plays it. Cherry Evans boots it downfield. It's allowed to bounce by Manly. Away from Tom Trbojevic to Jason Saab. 18 out from his own line. Heads over the 30 and put the crowd. That was good coverage from Sam Walker head on. 14 short of halfway. Played to Fogarty. Sends it left to Tom Trbojevic. He's going to be tackled about 5 short of halfway. And now Manly with a pass away, intercepted by the Roosters. That was a silly pass by Lehigh Hapawadi, straight to Cherry Evans, intercept. He plays the ball. It comes left now to Mark Nawonga-Nitawaze, and he's caught 8 metres in Seagulls territory. Plays the ball to Robson. Roosters with it down 10-8. Walker turns it on the inside, and the tackle made here, 36 out from the goal line. Now Butcher plays the ball. Robson goes right, Connor Watson dummies his way through one tackle. Now Feld, 28 out, right in centre field. Tick over 7 minutes to go in the first half. Robson sends the ball right. Cherry Evans to Tedesco. Brooks has got him, wraps him up ball and all and shoves him back. Good work, Brooks. 22 out from the Manly line and 15 in from the eastern touch line and brings up the last. Cherry Evans, the cross-field kick, looking for Tupou. Saab, he's got it for Manly. 15 out from his own line. 10-8 in favour of the Seagulls. 6 minutes 49 to go in this first half.
Well, Andrew, we're in a real arm wrestle as we finish this half off, and both teams doing all they possibly can to get out of their own territory. Gripping footy at the moment.
Sure is. Here's Hopewadi now for Manly. Centre field. Even back, the ball goes free again, but this time recovered by Manly. Just outside their 20. Clayton comes centre field left to Waddell. Runs into Watson among two others. Just outside the Manly Ringer 30-metre line. Simpkin sends it left. Brooks, Ben Trbojevic. Show and go! He beats one Ben Trbojevic. Can't quite link up. Drag to the ground 10 metres in Roosters territory. That was a great tackle from Cherry Evans. Comes away now to Brooks. Short side left to go to Ben Trbojevic. Pass away down the left touch line. Leo Hapawadi. And now the drop ball comes 8 metres out and over the eastern touch line. It was some really good last-ditch defence coming from the Roosters, and it was Mark Nawonga-Nitawaze in the distance. Change over to the Roosters, 10 out from their own line. Manly 10, Roosters 8. Touchline Ruan Sin.
Well, while this has all been happening, Billy Smith is just getting his left knee checked by the trainer. He's been uncomfortable since the last time they were down here defending on their own try line. He's getting up now, but I tell you what, he doesn't look comfortable. He will take his position, but I'll keep an eye on it for you.
Gee, the last thing we want to see is a knee injury to Billy Smith. He's had such a wretched run over the years. So the Roosters 29 out from their own line. So we'll make it 19 out from their own line. Centre field. They go right edge to the 30, trailing 10-8. They must be asking themselves how. As now Celestia Fiketti plays the ball to Robson, goes right to Tedesco, links up with Cherry Evans, dummies, takes on the line himself. Cherry Evans caught 5 metres short of halfway. 10 in from touch on the eastern side. They work it left. Tedesco again, a huge work rate from the captain. He's caught 7 metres in Seagulls half. Last play, Robson goes Walker this time the kick from 37 metres out. Towering kick down to Turbo Tom, who takes the catch calmly, and he's caught 18 out from his own goal line. Manly holding on to a 10-8 lead. 4.5 minutes left in the half. Kat from Kingaroy says, good evening, Andrew and team. Loving the NRL Rapid as I watch the TV broadcast on mute and hearing you describe as it happens. Brilliant. Can't get over not seeing DC in a maroon-coloured jersey. I'm with you, Kat. And yeah, glad ABC Rapid is of assistance as Fogarty goes left and dumped to the ground. Gee, that was a good tackle coming in from the Roosters. And it was Siwa Wong there on Lehigh Hopewadi. Now they work at left edge. Manly within 2 of halfway, leading 10 points to 8. NRL Thursday on ABC Sport with Matthew Elliott, Rowan Sims. I'm Andrew Moore. Ben Trbojevic went inside to Tom. He went without it, and it's touched in flight by the Roosters. Rob Toyer came up with it for the Roosters, but some knock on by the Tricolours, and Manly Ringer will get a scrum feed 10 metres in Roosters territory, leading by 10 points to 8.
Yeah, it's a try-saving knock-on there, Andrew, from Robert Toyer, because if he doesn't get a hand on it, the ball goes to Turbo Tom, and he's got space. He's going to go straight under the sticks there. So while they prefer not to be giving another set to the Seagulls in this field position, that was a try-saving play.
Chrissy's listening in Hobart. G'day, Chrissy. Listening into the game as usual. I picked Manly to win. Have a good call, Andrew. Thanks, Chrissy. As from the scrum winner comes right. And Manly with a footy, 32 metres out from the line with the hit up to the Seagulls. It's played 30 metres out. Comes to the right edge to Olakawatu. Runs over the top of 1-2. In comes Tupou. He threw the ball away. It's knocked on now by Manly. Knocked backwards by Walker. Roosters have it out from their goal line. Oh, goes right to a juggling Fiketti, and he's tackled 9 out from his own line, and we've got a timeout.
Slushy. HIA.
Slushy Fiketti's going to have to go for an HIA with 2 minutes 57 to go in the half, Padre.
Well, I tell you what, that's a nice little break. And I tell you what, Olakawatu, when he made that break there, you know where he ran over? Angus Crichton absolutely levelled him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he had to get checked out as well, because he was very slow to his feet afterwards.
So, Colin Wollongong says, Andrew, what odds that MC has a record of you butchering Marky Mark's name? I reckon $1.05. He might, Paul, you're quite right. And if I was him, I would. But the problem with him is I can see him and rate him. Yes. So, he can use it. He's more than welcome. Here's Lindsay Collins replacing Celeste Fiketti.
I don't often hear you stuff names up, Andrew.
But it could be a tsunami in a response. Down to you, Roo.
Sorry, Sam Walker's just come from the field as well for the Roosters as Fiketti, so we'll keep an eye on that and let you know.
Gee, that's a worry for the Roosters. All right, thank you, Ruan. As now the Roosters 14 out from their own goal line. Nat Butcher steps into the defence and taken 22 out from his own line. On the field now, I believe, Hugo Savala has switched into the halves alongside Daly Cherry Evans at a great 20-25, Hugo Savala. Roosters on their 30. Collins plays it to Robson. Goes right, Watson to Cherry Evans, Tedesco. Cut out past him to Wanganita Waze. He steps in field, sprints at the halfway, tackled right on the halfway stripe. 5 in from the eastern touchline. He plays it, they come to the left. And hitting it up is Toya. He scored 8 metres in Manly Ringer territory. To his feet, plays the ball Robson. Short side right to Cherry Evans on the last. A torpedo punt down to Tom Trbojevic with the catch. No, he dropped it. The ball ends up going forward, but it came out of his hand backwards, so it's a knockback. Rightly called by referee Wyatt Raymond. And now Manly Ringer have the footy on their own 10-metre line on play 2, holding on to this 10-8 lead over the Roosters.
Yeah, with less than 2 minutes to go, Andrew, this is a really important set for the Manly Sea Eagles, because you can see the Roosters, they're full of confidence at the moment.
Now Garrick plays the ball. 15 out from his own goal line. It comes right to Hopewadi. And Lehigh's tackled centre field, northern end, just outside his own 20. Played to Simpkin. Goes through hands to the right, away to Olakawatu. One-hander away to Garrick Nassar. Doesn't have much room to move, so he just straightens and barrels himself into the defence of Tupou. And Crichton, 5 short of halfway. Played to Garrick on the line. Goes left Fogarty. Up she goes. Towering kick down to Tedesco. He takes it 20 metres out from his own line. Puts a step on, but Olakawatu won't let him go. 27 out from the Roosters line. Plays it now to Savala. Goes right to Daniel Tupou. And he's caught 31 out from his own line and pushed sideways with 60 seconds left in the half. And a 10-8 Manly Ringer lead over the Roosters. It's played to Robson. He sends it right to Lindsay Collins. And he's caught 12 metres short of halfway. In there was Waddell. Now it comes left to Desco. Short ball Crichton. Crichton gets through one. Now taken 8 metres in Manly Ringer half by Fogarty. It's played western side to Robson. Goes to the right. With the ball is the human thumb. Nat Butcher. He's tackled 34 out from the goal line. Last tackle here for the Roosters. Robson goes right. Cherry Evans the kick from 32 metres out. Tom Trbojevic outside the 10. The ball comes down loosely for Manly Ringer. The Seagulls come away with it 15 out from their own goal line and continue to lead 10 points to 8 despite the good kick. And I think it was the front row Hetherington who ended up with that for Manly. 10-8 the score. 10 seconds left in the half. We'll get Matt and Ruth's thoughts at half time. We'll get your texts as well and update things around the ground as now the Seagulls Garrett. He's tackled in centre field, 21 out from his own line. And I'll tell you what, given constant rain for the majority of the first half, given the frightening storms we had about an hour and a half before kickoff, this is a really good game of footy. It's 10-8. Manly Ringer, despite having 0 ball, are leading the Sydney Roosters. The Manly tries to Tom Trbojevic in the first minute, Tolutau Koula in the 29th, Jamal Fogarty 1 goal from 2 attempts, 2 restarts. For the Roosters, both tries scored by star winger Mark Wanganita Waze in the 7th and 18th minute. Sam Walker, none from 2, 3 restarts. Penalties are 1-0 to the Roosters. 1 penalty in the first half. by Raymond, keeping the whistle away. Not many set restarts either. And at half-time, it's the Seagulls leading 10-8. I reckon, Matthew Elliott, they'd be feeling well satisfied.
Absolutely, Andrew. Well, considering they scored in the first 30 seconds and then had to sustain a lot of defensive pressure for a long time, it was a really interesting dynamic. Roo shared with us how the Roosters were making a lot of territory through the middle of the field. Every time we saw the Seagulls, they were the exact opposite. The place where they were actually creating space where they scored their tries and made breaks was down those edges. So very contrasting styles of play, but what an entertaining 40 minutes of football we just witnessed then.
Really is incredible, Roo. Go on, chip me.
It's a red button.
Red button, thank you. It is incredible, Roo, that Manly's in front at half-time.
Absolutely, considering, like we said, the amount of possession they had. But and Matty just spoke about this. Both tries for the Manly Sea Eagles have come from moving the ball around in these conditions and some brilliance on the edges. And the Roosters, they just worked their way downfield. And again, both wing tries for Mark Nwangani to Wase, but they were built up to that point. So it's really anybody's game at the moment, even though the home side is ahead by 2 points. Fortunately for the Roosters and Roosters fans, both Foketi and Walker are Cat 2 HIA, so they will have 15 minutes of real time, which they should pass during the halftime break, and they should be able to turn out for their team at the start of the second half.
Well, hopefully for the Roosters at least that is the case. Thank you, Roo. Possession's evening out a little bit. It's now 52% to the Roosters at halftime, who incredibly are completing at 100%, 21 of 21 sets. Manly's gone all right in that area too, 15 of their 20. But at halftime, that scored 10-8 to Manly.
Can I just raise one thing again?
Please.
What about that Koula try? What about that try?
I know. What about they scored in a minute?
Yeah, that was amazing. Okay, that was a beautiful team try, shift, on play 2 of the game from inside their own 10-metre area. But that Koula try, that was just individual brilliance, speed, balance.
It was exhilarating.
It was so good to watch.
So you with Matthew Elliott, Ruan Sims, I'm Andrew Moore. Half-time in the AFL, by the way, at Cardinia Park, and it's Geelong 41, leading the Adelaide Crows 33. Half-time here at Brookvale, Manly Ringa leading the Sydney Roosters 10 points to 8. Second half to come, but for now we head to the ABC newsroom.
News. Hello, I'm William Howard Evans. Additional emergency resources have been put on standby in Western Australia, with severe tropical cyclone Narelle expected to intensify. The system could strengthen to a Category 5 overnight, bringing heavy rain, storm surges and damaging wind gusts. A warning zone is in place for the WA coast between the Pilbara and Denham, with the storm expected to pass close to Exmouth later tonight. Emergency Services Commissioner Darren Clem says there is still uncertainty around which towns will be impacted the most. Mr. Clem says resources outside the state could also be asked to assist after the system passes.
If we start to see significant damage over a wide geographical area, then we'll be looking to activate crews from interstate to make sure that we're dealing with things as quick as we possibly can.
At least 2 people have been killed in the United Arab Emirates after debris from an intercepted missile fell in Abu Dhabi. Sarah Amir has the latest.
The UAE's media office says 3 other people have been injured while several vehicles have also been damaged. Elsewhere, an Israeli ambulance service says it's providing aid to 2 people who've sustained injuries in a blast after an Iranian missile hit the north of Tel Aviv. A Pakistani official has also told the Reuters news agency that Israel has taken Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and Parliamentary Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf off its hit list after Pakistan requested Washington not to target them. Meanwhile, China says it's ready to play a constructive role in the war.
The Iranian Women's Association says the federal government's temporary ban on visitor visas for Iranians is unprecedented and lacks compassion. The 6-month measure blocks entry for visa holders, with concerns some may overstay as the conflict escalates. Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke says previously issued visas will no longer be honoured. Spokesperson Noz Husseini says the response fails to support people who are trying to leave a war zone.
It's disappointing that these measures have been put in place in previous conflicts, the conflicts in the former Yugoslavia, conflicts in Ukraine, Gaza as well. The response from the government was that of a compassionate response. The Australian government offered visas under the Special Humanitarian Program.
A Queensland man has appeared in court accused of planning to fight in Myanmar's civil war. The 33-year-old was detained after flying into Brisbane Airport yesterday. Border Force officials have allegedly found night vision gear and military patches in his luggage and suspicious material on electronic devices. Police later searched a Rockhampton home. The man, who's facing a foreign incursion charge, has been remanded in custody, with the case adjourned until May. The Bishop of Broken Bay Diocese, which covers the New South Wales Central Coast and northern Sydney, has been appointed by Pope Leo to a new role at the Vatican. Emma Simpkin reports.
Archbishop Anthony Randazzo will become the most senior Australian at the Vatican since the late Cardinal George Pell. He's been appointed by the Pope as prefect of the Dicastery for Legislative Texts, which is responsible for interpreting church laws and ensuring their correct application. He's been the Bishop of Broken Bay since 2019, which oversees Sydney's Upper North Shore and Northern Beaches, as well as the Central Coast. The Archbishop will remain in Broken Bay for the next 3 months before taking on his new role in Rome. Pope Leo is due to visit Australia in 2028.
A jury in the US state of California has found the tech companies Meta and Google liable in a landmark social media addiction trial. A 20-year-old woman accused them of causing harm by deliberately designing addictive platforms. After 9 days of deliberations, the jury has awarded the woman $4.3 million in damages. The AFL's chief executive, Andrew Dillon, has shared his best wishes with Lee Ryswick, the league's first openly gay past or present player. On Wednesday, Ryswick, a former Brisbane Lion and North Adelaide SANFL great, publicly came out on queer community radio station Joy 94.9. Both clubs have released statements throwing their support behind the footballer. Mr. Dillon says it's great Ryswick was comfortable to share his story.
What we want to have is an environment within our AFL clubs, our AFL industry, where people can be their best, be themselves. And best wishes out to Lee and good on him.
You're up to date with the latest ABC News. More news is available at any time on ABC Listen.
Who will win the AI race? Has gambling become our national sport?
Questions. They've never been more important. So the one thing we'll never question is our duty to keep asking. ABC News. Keep asking.
ABC sports coverage of the 2026 NRL Premiership.
Through Ultraman, Belinda Sharp with Chris Butler in the bunker, and it's Manly spreading the ball left to right. Play two, Garrett goes right, Tupou watches Saab go down the western touchline. Over halfway, back on the inside, Trbojevic. Here comes Tedesco, but Turbo Tom's over. How have you started like that? Manly Warringah score a try in the opening 30 seconds. There is a player down in back play. Let's have a look here. We've got a head on replay. No, it was the lock forward.
It's Egan Butcher.
Egan Butcher, who went reeling.
Unfortunately for Egan and the Roosters fans, it is a Cat 1. His night is over.
He plays the ball. They attack the right side. Cherry Evans got a pass back in field to Tedesco. Wemble on the ground. Play on as he gets it away right to Wong. They go through hands away to Nwonganita Waze, and Marky marks over in the corner.
We've also got 10-metre action if he breaks down.
Ref comes to the right, Watson, Cherry Evans, they got numbers, Tedesco, good hands by Toya. Toya accelerates the pass away and diving over, did he get it down, Mark Nwonganita Waze in the corner? Yes, says referee Wyatt Raymond. Try to the Roosters, just too much field position. Now the Seagulls spread it to the left. Sid got away to Koula, look out. Beats 1-2, over the 30. Tedesco slips over the 40. This dude can fly. He puts out his wings and he flaps his way over the try line. What an effort, Tolutau Koula. Manly Ringers in front, the crowd on their feet. And it is the Seagulls 10, Sydney Roosters 8. Tolutau Koula. You can't beat speed, you can't teach speed. But boys, the fun to watch.
ABC sports coverage of the 2026 NRL Premiership.
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio
And ABC Listen.
And Manly Ringers does Stars lead 10-8 over the Sydney Roosters at half-time. Tell you what, this young band is resilient. Dennis, give them a bit here. They're doing a Kiss number. The stage was set up for them earlier. When the storm came, they put a big tarpaulin over it. Looked like covering a cricket pitch. And when the weather got as incredibly bad as you can ever imagine, the tarp flew off, the drum kit hit the deck and collapsed on itself, and the speakers went for a sixer as well. So the fact that they're out here, Storm's stage, is a credit to them. I don't know how they've managed to piece all that together.
They're doing a good job there of a Kiss song. I just think the lead singer lacks a bit of confidence, Andrew.
You've got to whack your tongue out, don't you?
He does, but oh my goodness, he's having a crack.
He is. He's doing a very, very good job. You're with Matthew Elliott, Rowan Sims. I'm Andrew Moore. Now, the singer's name, by the way, is Jordan Evans. Thank you, Ralphie. Jordan Evans, entertaining the crowd here at Brookvale. Got to say, this ground holds, 16,000, 17,000, Padre. It's not a sellout, but it's come damn close.
How can it be a sellout on like an evening that started like we just witnessed? The fact that they've got so many here is just a testimony to the connection that the Seagulls have created with this local community.
So half-time 10-8 in favour of Manly Warringah, and the Roosters lost Egan Butcher to an HIA Category 1 in just the third minute of the game. But just before half-time, Slushy and Sam Walker both went from the field for HIAs and their Category 2, and I know Ralph and Roo are chasing that up. They should have answers within the next few minutes, I'd imagine. It is 15 minutes of real time, not game time, 15 minutes of real time that they have to sort that out in the dressing room area. But, geez, Manly will be buoyed, won't they? Coming out in the second half shortly with a lead.
Absolutely, Andrew. However, what we know about modern footy, it's all about momentum, and it can turn around very quickly. So if they're going to come away with less possession in the second half than they did in the first half, it's going to be hard for them to hold on to that lead, and the Roosters will need to show some poise to certainly get back in front.
All right, we've got news on those two Roosters who went for an HIA. Rowan Sims, what's the story, good or bad news?
Good news, as expected, because both two were Category 2 HIAs. They had 15 minutes of real time to prove their fitness. They both passed both their tests, and they'll be starting this second half for the Tricolours.
There was a bit of funny business there, Roo, because Ralph texted me saying that we've got the results, but I've lost Roo, and I could see you creeping up behind him, and then the next text, found her.
Found her.
There we
I'm
go.
like a ninja.
So that's good news then for the Roosters. Sam Walker and Slushy are good to return, and that's almost essential news for the Roosters, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, Andrew. We've talked about starting to get some fluency and continuity between their halves. So losing Sam Walker in particular would not have been good. I just actually saw a little bit of a replay. It was friendly fire from each other. It was a head clash with each other that got them into that Category 2 situation. So I'm glad that they're both all right and will be retaking the field to start the second half.
This is the Gotcha for Life Cup. Gotcha for Life, the organisation run by Gus Wallen. And hello to you, Gussie. Hope you're well. And the banner as they run through it, let's tackle mental fitness together. And I know with the change room program you run, Matthew Elliott, you often use footballers or former footballers to get positive messages to those who are really struggling and have been for a long time.
Yeah, Anthony Minicello and Mark Hughes and Jeff Hardy in particular have done a great job, and we work with a lot of people that serve our communities, like police and ambulance in particular, and correctional services people, to get them back being healthy. And footy players have a great capacity to help with that. So proud of all the organisations that do those sort of things.
Absolutely. Here comes Manly Warringah onto the field. Roosters have already headed to the northern end. So who do you like from here?
you know what, as the rain's gone away and we looked at the contrast in approach in that first half, you'd have to say, well, the Seagulls are going to get more opportunity to shift the ball to the edge, where they were making a lot of territory down the field. So maybe that I'm just starting to swing a little bit in their direction.
Reminder too, if you missed Matthew's comments about Ben Teo's exit of the Broncos, or our interview with Canberra's Zach Hosking ahead of the Raiders Sharks game, and MC's Hammer Time Thursday edition, detailing the possibility of Nathan Cleary hitting the open market, jump on ABC Listen or NRL Daily podcast feed to hear all the thoughts from earlier in the night on NRL Thursday. So Manly Ringer will get us underway. To kick off will be Ruben Garrick. 10-8 in favour of the Seagulls. We're on air from 5:30 on ABC Listen tomorrow, 6 o'clock on local radio. And then it's the Warriors at home to the West Tigers. Warriors looking to remain unbeaten, followed by Brisbane against the Dolphins. Here we go. Second half catch is from Nwanganitawase from the kickoff. Goes left to Nat Butcher, and he's taken 18 metres out from his own goal line. He plays the ball now to Reece Robson. Sends it left to Nwanganitawase. Caught just outside his 20. Plays it to Robson. Goes centre field left this time as the Roosters hit it up about 27 out from their own line. It's played by Connor Watson, and it comes left edge again for them. They're within 13 of halfway, 20 metres in from the eastern touchline. It's played, and Robson, short side left Walker. He got the ball away to Angus Crichton, who creeps and crawls his way 5 metres into Seagulls territory. Bring up the last. Kick downfield now from Walker, underneath the Trbojevic. Takes it 15 out from his own line, and that's where he's nailed, as the score remains 10-8 in favour of Manly Warringah. 1 minute gone, second half. Now he plays the ball to Sarr. Goes through hands, right to left. Garrick away. Now it's right in centre field to Hobblewadi. He's scored 20 out from his own line. Nearly beat the tackle of Wong. Plays the ball to Simpkin. Right to left again. Through hands away to Tolutau Koula, hitting a very heavy tackle. About 34 metres out from his own line, western side. To the right, Ben Trbojevic, who I reckon's been as good as anybody on that left edge for Manly. Taken 7 short of halfway. 12 in from touch western side by Cherry Evans, and then Ben Trbojevic gave Daly a bit of a shove. Comes right to Fogarty. He's scored 6 short of halfway. Someone else will have to kick because it's the last tackle. Simpkin goes left to Brooks. The left foot kick across his body, sending Tupou on retreat. The ball bounces on the Roosters 10. Picked up by Tupou. The chase is looming, and he's going to be taken about 20 out from his own goal line. 2 gone second half, Matthew Elliott. 10-6. Seagulls lead, or 10-8 I should say. Seagulls lead Roosters.
Well, the arm wrestle started already, Andrew. A high-quality start in this second half by both teams in defence and attack. We're in for a great 40 minutes here.
Here's Nwanganitawase running off Watson. Caught 10 short of halfway by Hetherington. Plays it to Robson. Centre field left to Watson. Robson and Watson. Hits the ball up to Connor. Caught 4 metres in Manly's half. There to greet him was Kobe Hetherington. Played to Robson to the left. Walker to Cherry Evans. Then away to Tedesco. Pass on to support Zavala. Linked up on the left wing, and the tackle made 30 metres out from the goal line on Tupou. It comes to the right. The kick from Walker, 25 metres out, short of the goal line. Up goes Tom Trbojevic. He has it for Manly. 10 out from his own line. Seagulls 10, Roosters 8. 2 minutes 40 gone second half. Let's check in with Ruan Sims on the touchline.
Well, update from both sheds at halftime, and differing opinions here from both coaches. For Manly, Anthony Seibold very pleased with the effort, but he wants them to control the ruck speed that we spoke about. He was also impressed about them chancing their hands, so he wants them to continue to look for that. For the Roosters, Trent Robinson, he said he wants them to play to the conditions to make sure they stay in their system, and it's imperative they get their mindset right in this second half.
Good job, Roo. Here's Olakau'atu right edge. Strong run coming into his own in this game. Plays at 16 short of halfway. Simpkins sets off from dummy half. Managed to get through Crichton all the way up to halfway. Great job by the Manly Ringer rake. Last tackle now. It's played. It goes from left to right. Brooks to Fogarty. Then he links up with support. A little stab kick by Tom Trbojevic. Bounces for James Tedesco. 11 out from his own line. Gains another 3 or 4. And that's where he'll play. A good set from Manly. Play going from one end to the other. And thankfully the rain has stopped here at Brookvale. 3 minutes 40 gone in this second half. Hope you're enjoying the action. NRL Thursday on ABC Sport with Matthew Elliott, Ruan Sims, and I'm Andrew Moore. It's now the Roosters have it. Wong tackled 25 out from his own line. Plays the ball to Robson. Centre field left away to Nat Butcher. Strolled through one. That was Ben Trbojevic. Now caught towards centre field. 34 out from his own line. Comes right to Walker. Booming kick, but getting back there. Great job, Jason Saab to take it on the full. Outside his 10. Heads up over the 20. And he scored 25 out from his own line as the score remains 10-8 in favour of the Seagulls.
I think Jason Saab knew who was kicking that ball and seen Daly Cherry Evans go down a right side and hook it back to the left a few times because his anticipation on that catch was perfect. Stopped at 40-20.
Now the Seagulls in centre field. 12 metres short of halfway. I think the term has been used a few times tonight, arm wrestle. That's exactly what this looks like. Here's a solid run by Hopewadi up to halfway. Plays it quickly. Simpkin from dummy half. Turns it into Ben Trbojevic. He straightens and tackles. 32 out from the Roosters line. Last play Seagulls. The ball played to Hopewadi. Terrible pass. Through the hands of Fogarty. He recovers it. Chased by Robson. Puts in a stab kick, but it's not a good one. Straight to Tupou. And he returns it with interest. He'll play at 29 out from his own goal line. Bit of panic play there from Lehigh Hopewadi with 35 minutes to go in Thursday Night Rugby League. Manly Ringer 10, Roosters 8. So far a scoreless second half. Roosters mid-quarter halfway. Here's an attempt at a 40-20 from Cherry Evans. Didn't get a whole lot on it though. It bounces down for Trbojevic. 16 out from his line. 20 in from the eastern touch line. And now the acceleration is there. He dummied, although he didn't have a player with him. So he's taken the tackle of Siwa Wong. 29 out from the Manly line. Plays it. Another wayward pass coming from, this time, Koula to Hopewadi. And he's got a 28 out from his own line for the Seagulls. He's put to the ground there by Butcher and also Robson. Now they come short side left, the Seagulls. Tackle made here on Koula. 34 out from his own line. Simpkin to the right. Waddell got it away centre field for Secca. Daniela's put down. 7 short of halfway. The crowd love that run here at Brookvale. He'll play the ball now to Simpkin. Goes left away to Brooks. Runs at the line and offloads out the back for Tom Trbojevic. Over halfway. Pass away to Koula. Stepping run but taken down low by Tuya. 38 out from the goal line. Last play Manly Ringer. Played to Ben Trbojevic. Goes right to Brooks with the kick. Down to the northwest corner. It's Nawanganita Waze flying through the air. He's got it on the full. Taken ball and all by Hopewadi. It remains 10-8 in favour of Manly Ringer. 6 minutes 30 gone second half.
Yeah, well, Roo talked about the Roosters sticking to their systems of play. I can tell you they're just starting to fall outside it now as fatigue sets in. Daly Cherry Evans going for some trick plays to get 40-20s rather than just getting up the middle of the field.
Third quarter underway in the AFL. First goal in the term to Geelong to extend to a 48-33 lead over the Adelaide Crows. Roosters 34 out from their own line. Robson a flat pass at best to Walker. As it goes left, Savala's going to be tackled on halfway. 20 in from touch on the eastern side. Last play comes to the right for the kick downfield. And it's going to bounce 28 out from the line off the boot of Cherry Evans, but fortuitously for Manly, straight into the awaiting arms of Tom Trbojevic, 16 metres out from his own goal line. He plays it. It comes right to left, but Secca away. Through hands it goes, down the left set of Koula. They won't want to let him go again. Taken there by Nawanganita Waze and Tuya, 25 out from the Manly line. Now it comes right to Ben Trbojevic. Gee, that's another good run. Caught on the short side, 12 short of halfway. 8 in from touch, western side. Out of dummy half, Luke Brooks. And he got through one tackle, but now he's claimed 3 short of halfway. Plays the ball to Simpson. Sends it right. Good strong run by Hetherington. Kobe will play it on the last 9 metres in Roosters territory to Simpkin. Short side left to Luke Brooks to Ben Trbojevic. Put it on the toe, dropped it basically. Nawanganita Waze picks it up. Then a flick pass back to Tedesco. Tedesco keeps it alive left to Watson to Walker. Quick hands away. 10 short of halfway to Crichton. He steps his way through one. Straightens Angus Crichton caught. 40, 38, 37, 35 out from the Manly line as the Roosters really turn defence into attack. Way to Tedesco. Comes right, it's Watson. Centre field, southern end. Caught 27 out for the Manly Ringer line. Played to Reece Robson. He pumps it away to the left. Left foot step from Tedesco. And he bounced away from Waddell, who comes back at him. 18 out for the Manly goal line. Manly 10. Roosters 8. Short side right left. Walker. He got the pass away to Crichton. And he's tackled 8 metres out from the goal line. Bowler Kawatu. Played in that corner. Comes to the right. Watson to Walker. Puts it on the toe looking for Nat Butcher. Ball bounces in goal. goal. Tom Trbojevic gets there just ahead of Nat Butcher. Goal line dropout. Manly Warringah. Great pressure from the Roosters, but it's the Seagulls in front 10-8. 9 gone second half. Down to the touchline. Ruan Sim.
Well, more injury concerns for the Tricolours. Billy Smith did not return after halftime. Hugo Savala is playing in that left centre position. Obviously, some issues with that left knee that we identified late in that first half.
Yeah, I hope he's all right. It did confuse me with Walker back on there and Savala still out on the field. Here's the line dropout. Fogarty drills it over halfway, over the head of the Roosters back there. Finally picked up 35 out from the Roosters line, and it comes to the right edge. And 5 metres in Manly territory. Great ploy there by Jamal Fogarty. That's nearly the change-up these days, isn't it? The deep kick. Nat Butcher plays it to Robson. Sends it left to Slushy for Keddy. Tackle 15 metres in Manly Warringah territory. Seagulls holding on to this 10-8 lead. Robson dummies his way from dummy half. Forward to within 23 of the goal line. Put to the ground there by Jake Trbojevic. It's played to the right they go for Keddy, short ball to Nat Butcher. Turned his back on the defence of Paseka. Held with help from Ben Trbojevic. 16 out from the line. Now centre field left to Watson. A dummy by Watson to beat one tackle. Now wrapped up ball and all 9 out from the goal line. He plays on the last for the Roosters and it comes back to the right. Daly Cherry Evans a stab kick, but it's beautifully read by Tom Trbojevic, sprinting to his left. He's got a 3 out from his own line. Plays it quickly to Brooks. Comes right to Hobble-Vardy and Matty will play it 14 out from his own line. This is good stuff.
What about the defensive resilience there from the Seagulls, Andrew? That was a great set by the Roosters. Asked plenty of questions. You don't always know. All 6 again for them as well.
Yes, this goes to Manly Warringah, their third of the evening. 3 all the set restarts and still only 1 penalty in the game.
Steal, Andrew.
It comes away now for the Roosters.
By Watson.
27 metres out. Great work by Watson. He plays the ball now to the dummy half Walker. He sends it right to Butcher and that's tackled. 20 out from the Manly line by Ben Trbojevic. Dummy half Robson. Goes left Walker. He turns it back on the inside. Celesi for Keddy. Tackle 12 out for the goal line. They keep going left. Robson got the pass away to Crichton. Back towards the right. Set restart now for the Sydney Roosters. What a chance for them. It goes right to Toya. Toya over the 10. Oh, step through a terrible attempted tackle from Brooks. He also beat one more en route to the line in Koula, and he's over to score the try. Tried it to the Sydney Roosters to hit the lead, and a drop ball, not a drop ball, a steal from Connor Watson turns into 4 if not 6 points. 11 minutes 30 gone second half, and the scoreline now Roosters 12, Manly Warringah 10.
Yeah, well, Watson again shifts the ball to Daly Cherry Evans. Wow, Toya just sends Brooks on to his outside foot, steps off his right foot. Great balance, gets across that try line. That's a vital try.
Just a reminder there, Padre, this is a young State of Origin player, isn't it, Rob Toya?
Right, and I'll tell you what, his defensive game tonight's been outstanding as well.
Touchline, Roo.
Well, I'm just re-watching the replay, and the double pump by Daly Cherry Evans before he finds Rob Toya with that pass just held up that inside defence, kept them really interested on him to allow Rob Toya that little bit of extra space to cut back against the grain like that. Really, really nice play from the away side, considering all of the adversity they've had to go through to come up with first points in this second half. Is a really good effort.
And I feel with them getting on top that Manly's due for a 95-metre try. That's kind of the way it's gone. Here's Sam Walker, easiest kick of the night. 12 out, just to the right of the post, and he nails it right between the sticks. He's 1 out of 3, and it's now Sydney Roosters 14, Manly Warringah 10. So the score changes tonight. It was 4 and 6-0 to Manly, 6-4 to Manly, 8-6 to the Roosters, 10-8 rather to the Seagulls, and now 14-10 to the Sydney Roosters. On the text line, 0467 920 222. Great call, best commentary team. Great to hear a Queenslander on board too, says Froggy. That'd be you, Padre. Enjoying the call and the sideline report from Rafa. Thank you, Rafa. Great commentary by Padre Matthew Elliott, the champion of the red button, says Ian. Well, you haven't had a swing in the miss yet tonight.
No.
This could be a PB.
First ever.
Well, the one who did have one is me.
Don't go off too early. What about Connor Watson's contribution? He came on early, wasn't expected, to to get on until about the 25-minute mark, but he's been outstanding.
Yeah, came on in the third minute now. Here's a penalty for a high tackle to the Roosters. So that's only the second penalty of the game, and both have gone to the Roosters. 16 out from their own line with 27 minutes still to play. And it was Corey Waddell.
Yeah. Again, no real consequence to that one, just an out-and-out penalty.
Cherry Evans finds touch over the head of touch judge Belinda Sharp, 34 out from the Roosters line, from the tap. Cherry Evans goes left to Walker, centre field for Ketty. He's taken about 8 metres short of halfway. And over the top there was Jake Trbojevic. It's played now to Robson. Short ball right to Desco. She's been busy, and he's tackled here 5 metres in Manly Ringa territory. 14-10 Roosters lead, and they've got the footy. As now it comes to the right, out the back to Cherry Evans. Spins in the tackle through one. Then he got a pass touched in flight for Toya. 6 more tackles. Toya scored. 10 metres out from the goal line. 3 in from touch, western side. Great chance, Roosters. Nwanganita Waze sends it left. Cherry Evans away to Walker, centre field, and that Butcher. And he's going to be held up and now put to the ground. 7 metres out from the goal line. As we're about to see a replacement for Manly. They work into the left side. Here's a loose pass scooped up by Tupou off the hands of Savala, and he's got it. He did well to hold on to it. 5 metres out. 5 in from touch. Southwest corner. Plays the ball and they work it to the right. Through hands away to Desco. Links up with Cherry Evans. Set restart for the Roosters. It comes right, and the tackle made only 4 metres out from the goal line on Toya. Another set restart. Roosters their fifth. Stab kick by Robson, and diving through to score for the Sydney Roosters. I think Connor Watson. He's over to score the try. Great combination between he and Reece Robson. Connor Watson gets the try. 14 minutes 43 gone, and the Roosters now go back to lead 18-10 with a simple kick to come.
One of those plays, Andrew, as a coach sitting in the box where the hooker gets out on play 2 and puts a grubber kick in where you go, what a great work. Well done. Exactly what we planned.
Yeah.
So what about that? Reece Robson shows why he's a rep player. Connor Watson, I couldn't be more impressed with what he's done tonight. His activity in both attack and defence has been top class.
So, touchline, Ruan Sims, that's 2 tries for the Roosters in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I tell you what else has been top class. Even though through these conditions, the Roosters moving the ball edge to edge, and they're really causing some upsets for the Manly defence. On the sideline as well, we've got the young man, Simeone Laffy. He's looking to make his debut tonight for the Manly Sea Eagles.
Thank you, Roo. Here's the kick. 12 out. Sam Walker just to the right of the post, and he kicks the goal. He's now 2 out of 4, and this is the biggest lead of the night. Sydney Roosters 20, Manly Warringah 10, and Simi comes onto the field now for the Seagulls, their 5th interchange, so they have 3 to go. 24 minutes to play, Matthew Elliott, and it seems like this game comes down now to how Manly reacts in the next 5 or 6 minutes.
Absolutely, and can I ask you a question? 24 minutes to go. When was the last time you saw Roosters at 100% completion, this high-risk team that makes so many errors normally, at 100% this far into the game?
I can't possibly remember. Down to you, Roo.
Sorry, just waving madly to you here. Jake Trbojevic is coming off for an HIA as well for the Manly Sea Eagles.
Okay, thank you, Ruan. He's got his headgear in his head. It's fallen off at least 3 or 4 times out there for Jake. So he looks okay. He'll get checked out, of course. And if he can return...
He's blowing up about he's not happy about the being taken off the field, but also encouraging the substitute to get on there and
represent.
Yeah.
So Jake Simpkins been on the field. Corey Waddell. Now Simi Lafai. We haven't seen Ethan Bullimore, I don't think. Here's the kickoff, and it comes away with Rob Toya, a reasonably short kickoff, and Toya scored 32 out from his own line. Roosters 20, Manly Ringa 10. Does that open the floodgates with those 2 tries in 3 minutes for Ketty? He's tackled 14 short of halfway. Roosters with the ball, Robson. He goes short side left. As they're punching some holes now, the Roosters. They're just short of halfway. Played by Watson. Comes right to to Nat Butcher. He's caught now by Hetherington, I should say. About 8 metres in Manly territory. Tedesco goes right for Keddy. Tackled 32 out from the Manly Ringa line by Ben Trbojevic. Centre field, played on the last. Cherry Evans a kick from 28 metres out. The chase is on Tedesco against Turbo. Tedesco got the footy. Settle on the ground. It's kicked back for the Roosters. Cherry Evans. He turns the ball back to Walker. Sends a cut-out ball to Turbo. Turbo puts it on the toe. Along the ground and recovers. But the referee, White Raymond, is not sure.
Okay, let me go through the process. Okay, Bucky, we have no try. I believe the tackle starts on Daniel Tupou prior to his attempt to ground it, and he goes out. He's tapping him out. They're reviewing that.
Okay, so we're with Chris Butler in the bunker. And Matty, we've got not only the far side of the field, but you're relying on a monitor about 400 metres away.
Well, at least the monitor's working, Andrew. Tupou puts a beautiful kick on.
He's out though, isn't he?
He is out, and I think the tackle was fine. It was executed after. Unless there was something before that.
The ball comes out the back.
Cleared all these aspects of play. We're just having a look at the timing of Ruben's tackle here. Played us at 100%.
Tupou puts the kick in.
Plenty of time to pull out. We need to now weigh up the options of penalty try or professional foul.
So it's Garrett going to be penalised for the tackle after Tupou put in that very shallow stab kick. Either penalty try or a sin bin. It has to be one or the other. And I tell you what, looking head on, Matty.
That's right.
I think that's a fair call. And I think it should be a penalty try.
Well, he gets the ball down, and if he wasn't tackled and taken into touch, it's a try. So what else can they do? Well, they're going to speculate he wouldn't have got
Daniel
there.
takes possession. He's tackled into touch early. In our opinion, if Ruben didn't make the tackle earlier, Daniel would have still been in the field of play, and a try would have been scored. We have a decision.
So for the second week in a row, a penalty try awarded to Daniel Tupou. How did you see it all, Ruan Sims on the touchline?
Yeah, I definitely thought that a penalty try was on the cards there, and I think that's the correct call. I did think the pass to get out to Daniel Tupou was a bit of a specky, but obviously they can't rule on that, and it's play on. But yet again, the Roosters willing to move the football, even though the conditions have been very torrid up until this time.
It's amazing, Matthew, when you think of the arm wrestle scenario here for so long in this game, and now all of a sudden the Roosters have scored 3 tries in 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, and Andrew, what about the execution of play around those tries? You could be a little critical of the Manly defensive side, particularly one of the earlier tries down here through Brooks, but the rest of them have just been through really high-level execution by the Roosters. Great competing again on last play, particularly by James Tedesco. They're knocking the ball back.
So here's Walker right in front, 10 metres out, to all of a sudden put the Roosters up by 16, 24-10 currently. And he's right in front. He's kicked 2 from 4. Here he comes with the right boot. Sam Walker right between the sticks again. His third goal in a row. Sydney Roosters 26, Manly Ringa 10. NRL Thursday on ABC Sport. Around the grounds, AFL third quarter. Geelong by less than a goal, leading the Adelaide Crows 49-46 at Cardinia Park. Text message 0467920222. Ronna Foster, please advise what the latest on Billy Smith injury is, please. Roo, if we're not mistaken, what you reported earlier, we think it's the knee, but Roosters aren't confirming anything right now?
No, they've confirmed it is that that knee, but they're not confirming the extent of the injury, but it is a left knee concern.
Okay, and he's had all sorts of problems over his career, Billy Smith, so fingers crossed he's all right. And from the kick-off, Collins has caught 15 out from his own line and lost it. Well, if you look for momentum change, play 1 after 3 tries in 5.5 minutes will help. Still 21.5 minutes to go, and Manly Ringa will get a scrum feed. Matthew Elliott, 13 out from the Roosters line and right in front of the sticks.
Well, the Roosters' first error of the game, Andrew, unforced. Lindsay Collins playing the ball there, just drops a goal. Right call again by the referee, and Here we go. Can the Seagulls take advantage of this field position? It feels like a while since they've had any real opportunity to score.
Yes, Stuart says elementary, my dear Watson, after that try. Indeed. So Manly wins the scrum. They fold around to the left. Trbojevic, 10 metres out, takes on the defence of Cherry Evans, put down, 6 out from the goal line. He'll play the ball to Brooks. He sends it right this time to Nafai. He's caught 3 metres out from the line. Dummy half is Simpkin. Sends it right to Hetherington up the middle into Nafahu White. Caught in front of the northern post, 3 metres out from the line. Plays the ball to Simpkin, goes right Fogarty, then away to Garrick. Beautiful tackle by Savala, playing it left centre. And was that the bell going for a set restart? They come away to the left. Fogarty takes on the defensive line. We haven't seen that from him. And he's tackled 3 metres out from the goal line. He plays it now. Simpkin goes left to Brooks, puts it on the toe. I'm not sure that was a good kick. Dived on by Siwa Wong. Roosters survive. 2 out from their own line. It is 26-10 in favour of the Sydney Roosters. 20 minutes gone. 20 minutes left. Second half here at Brookvale.
Well, I'm sure it was a bad kick, Andrew. I can tell you that. That was a really poor executed play to finish off what was, again, quite a threatening set. They needed better field position. A repeat set there would have been perfect for them.
So now it's the Roosters. 27 out from their own goal line. Ball played by Tedesco. Clearing kick. Whacked downfield by Savala. Looking for a 40-20, but his kick is just short. So it's going to be a Manly ringer ball 23 metres out from their own line with a changeover. Really good kick, and just a reminder, Savala's got a monster kicking game.
Doesn't he, White, Andrew? But again, that's the third time that the Roosters have tried for a 40-20 against the Seagulls, so that's not an accident. That's a strategic approach from, early in their tackle count, trying to get up the other end of the field. It's worked for them this time. They don't get the ball back, but they get a bit of a break.
So now Manly on their own 30. Simpkin goes left to Ben Trbojevic. But this time he's shoved backwards 34 out from his own goal line. Ball's going to be played, and it comes to the right Lathop. He's tackled 9 metres short of halfway. Manly with it. They look a bit fatigued now, don't they? Simpkin sent it left to Brooks, away to Ben Trbojevic. And he's going to be flicked it out the back to Luke Brooks. He stepped away from Collins, ducked underneath another. He got to Brian Height there. And he scored 4 metres in Roosters half. Now to dummy half, Tolutau Koula. Gets in a big step, sends the ball away right to Hetherington. He scored 21 out from the Roosters line. Crowd urging this Manly Ringer team on. Ball played on the last. To the right, Simpkin to Fogarty. Puts up the kick. It's well short of the goal line. The ball lost by Tupou. Dived on by the Roosters, but it is a knock-on from the visitors. Manly Ringer will get a scrum feed 10 metres out from the goal line. 18 minutes 15 to go. 26-10 in favour of the Roosters over Manly Warringah.
The evidence I'm seeing here, Andrew, if they want to get back in this game, they've got to get Koula and Hopewadi a lot more ball, because they're creating havoc every time they get the ball, albeit Hopewadi's come up with a few errors tonight. Oh no, hang on, Andrew, they've turned that around.
They have too. It's come back for a Roosters changeover, 10 out from their own line. As now Daniel Tupou hits it up court, 14 out from his own line. Listening in Bundaberg doing flood recovery, rebuilds in shops in the Caravan Park. As usual, listening to the footy on the wireless with Was It the Chippy from Coffs. And it's Money listening in Narromine, or from Narromine. And some hard work there that you guys are doing, and thank you for it. Here's the Roosters outside their 30. Wong plays the ball to Robson, a rare wayward pass. Scooped up by Watson in centre field, beats one, and now tackled 15 metres short of halfway. Roosters with it, down 26 points to 10, as now comes to the left edge, right on halfway, bringing up the last tackle. Played by Walker to Robson, goes right, Cherry Evans, who's loving this now. The booing has stopped because Manly's behind. Kick taken by Tom Trbojevic, 11 out from his own line, and he's caught just short of the 20 and 20 metres in from the eastern touchline. I haven't seen a crowd figure yet, but you look over that eastern hill, it's dead set chockers. It's an amazing turnout here at Brookvale.
How can that be?
I don't know. The weather we had an hour or two before the game was unfathomable.
It was frightening, let's be honest.
It was. Here's Manly now, 25 out from their own line, and some of the sounds around the ground. Now the ball's played, and playing the ball for the Manly Ringer side. side was Paul Bryan, who's on the field. Now it's Fogarty. Fogarty show and go. Drag down 5 metres short of halfway. Last tackle down Seagulls. Simpkin goes left to Brooks. Kick 2 short of halfway. Down to the northeast corner. Tedesco awaits. Takes it on the full in that pocket. 11 out from his own goal line. Beats Tolutau Koula and now he's scored. 22 out from his own line. So 26-10. Sydney Roosters lead Manly. 16 minutes to go. And Manly Ringa has that time at a point a minute. They need to score to get back into this game and avoid an 0-3 start of the year. Here's Nwanganita Waze. And bearing in mind all 3 games have been played here at Brookvale. Canberra, Newcastle and now the Roosters. Short side right, Cherry Evans. Pass away to Toya. He steps and caught right on the halfway paint there by the defensive Koula and also Bryan. Western side. Walker turns it in the far who wide. Caught by Trbojevic over the top. 6 metres in Manly territory. Last play. Comes left to Walker. The kick from 40 metres out. Down to the right wing of Jason Saar. They'll let him catch at the Roosters. He does and he's nailed. 15 out from his own line. 26-10 Roosters. We check him downstairs with Ruan Sims.
Well, some positive news for the home side. Jake Trbojevic has passed his HIA. He still has a couple of minutes left of his 15 minutes there, but he'll be back tonight.
All right, good news, especially with the concussion injuries and issues he's had in recent times. Roo is now Manly. Spreads it from right to left. They need a couple of miracles here. Comes away left to Hopewadi and Lehigh scored. 10 metres short of halfway. Toya came in over the top with Wong. Simpkin, flat pass left away to Brooks. Links up with Tom Trbojevic away to Koula. Tedesco to beat. Turbo's with him. He turns it into Tom Trbojevic and scores a great try. Don't rip up your tickets. Manly's in. Roosters 26. Manly Ringa 14. Magnificent interchange between Tom Trbojevic and Tolutau Koula. And it's Turbo Tom getting a double. 26-14. Roosters lead Manly Ringa. But now, Matty, there's still 14 and a half minutes to go.
Well, I've got to make a confession just before that try. I was thinking about not being so complimentary about Luke Brooks, but he goes down a short side here, plays out the back to Turbo, and Tom Trbojevic puts a beautiful pass on there for Koula, and wow, again, supports through the middle of the field. What about the speed they have on their edges?
Do you know what I loved about Koula's influence there? For someone so quick, it would have been easy to say, damn it, I'll take on Tedesco. But instead, he made sure of the try with that pass to Trbojevic. Touchline, Ruan Sims, they're back in it.
They certainly are. It was a really beautiful play down the left edge. We saw the right edge on fire to start the game. But on that left edge there, it was Ben Trbojevic that ran a really good lead line and actually drew the defence and collapsed them in on him. Turbo out the back, and then as we saw, Koula just put the afterburners on and come up with a really nicely balanced movement at the end to come up with that pass, and Turbo just finished it off and improved the position a little bit here for Brooks. Sorry, for Fogarty. You knew I was talking about.
I did. 20 out, 17 in for the Western touchline. 26-14, 12 the difference. So this is an important kick to keep within 2 converted tries. So far tonight, Jamal Fogarty, 1 from 2. He's set, takes a step back. Now he moves in with the right boot. He strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. He's 2 from 3. Roosters 26, Manly Ringa 16 here at Brookvale Oval. On the text line 0467 920 222. As hopefully we've got a thriller on our hands here to kick off round 4 of the competition. Hi Roo, Andrew and Matt, just checking in, really enjoying the season of footy. Love your work. Listen to most of the ABC calls of games from Phil at Austinmere. Thank you, Phil. Glenn Ray from Byron says, howdy there folks, good footy there tonight at Fortress Brookvale. Not sure you'll be able to say that, but great call as always. Boo to DCE up the mighty Eagles. Good on you, Glenn Ray. As here's the kickoff taken by Brooks. Gives it right to that fine, isn't he? A big crowd love him as he's tackled 18 out from his own goal line. Plays it to the right, Lehigh Hopewadi. Before a stunningly good crowd, given the weather, the Savo, 16,082. 16,082 here at Brookvale. Thank you, Ralph. Comes left now to Ben Trbojevic. Break free of 1. Caught 6 short of halfway. Trying to get a roll on now, Manly. Simpkin to the right to Hetherington. Dummied inside inside Lafine. He's taken over halfway. 4 metres in Roosters territory. 4 tackles in. The ball played to Simpkin. Open side centre field right to Fogarty. Fogarty steps straight back into the defence of Nathahu White. Last tackle. 9 metres in Roosters half. Simpkin. Which way does he go? To the left. Rooks. They run it away to Ben Trbojevic. Ben Trbojevic through half a gap. Pass away to Koula. The one that it was off the wing, but he throws the ball forward. And the Roosters will come away with it, but it'll be a changeover to the Roosters. 13 out from their own line. Koula shakes his head in disgust at himself. Scoreline 26-16 to the Roosters. 12 minutes to go. Did I see your hand up down there, Roo?
No, I did. I was just having a look for Jake Trbojevic. He hasn't returned to the field yet, but he definitely passed his HIA.
Yeah, I can see him down here. I'll have a better view than you, I reckon. He's standing poised on the western touchline behind cameramen and soundies and all that down on the touchline. No wonder you can't see him as he's walking towards your line of sight now. The Roosters have it. 13 short of halfway. 11 and a half to go. 26-16 in favour of the Roosters. Robson, short side left, Walker away to Crichton. And Angus gets over into Manly Ringer territory by about 3 metres. He plays the ball to Robson. Comes to the right through hands. Nafahu White in centre field. Straightens into the defence. And he's still going, Nafahu White. Gee, good front rower. Held is the call. 32 out. Last play. Comes right. Robson to Cherry Evans. The kick from 28 metres out. And they're flooding through on Tom Trbojevic. He doesn't care. He's got the catch and is felled. 5 out from his own goal line. It remains 26-16 to the Roosters. 11 minutes to go. But I think, Padre, that's what we call good game management. Make the Manly side start deep in their own side as Trbojevic. Jake is back from the HIA and Taniela Paseka is on the 7th interchange.
Yeah, it's where blind that guy's doing. He knows what he's doing there on last play. And he pins the Seagulls into the corner. But, gee, I tell you what, they're doing a good job of getting out of their own territory.
Obawati up to his own 30. Plays the ball to Simpkin. Goes right to Jake Trbojevic. Plays out the back to Fogarty. Then Olakawatu through hands to Carrick. Tried to link up on the right wing. But Saab puts it down. Knock on Manly. Oh, so close. With 10 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Now, I'm told Manly's worst ever start to a season was 5 years ago. Their worst ever in 2021, where they lost their opening 4 games. If they get beat tonight, they've lost their opening 3 games. But they did win 16 of their last 20, and they not only made the finals, but went into the top 4. So, not panic stations yet.
You can see quality in their play, can't you? This has been a really, really elite competition or contest tonight. But that tackle was close to high.
38 metres out. That was on Nat Butcher. He plays it, comes left. Cherry Evans away to Nafahu White, and he scored 32 metres out from the goal line. He'll play it. Comes to the right side. Cherry Evans to Tedesco. Pass on the ground. Tedesco picks it up. Touched in flight by Manly Warringah. 6 more tackles. 34 out from the line. Dummy half is Cherry Evans. Sent it open side left. Centre field to Lindsay Collins. He scored 27 away from the goal line. 26-16 to the Roosters. Robson sends it left away now to Walker. In it goes to Crichton. Angus Crichton over the 20. And he's going to be caught standing the tackle. Now shoved to the deck. 16 out from the goal line. And they're inside the 10. So another set restart. The 6th for the Sydney Roosters. As Cherry Evans goes inside to Siwa Wong. And he's caught 18 metres out. Plays the ball now to Robson. Short side right to Cherry Evans. Plays out the back to Tedesco. Steps infield. Ben Trbojevic is there. Paseka over the top. 10 metres away from the line. 14 in from touch in the southwest corner. Now Robson. Open side left. Cherry Evans away to Walker. Drifts across. Oh, Zavala! He got hit by everything Jason Saab had. All 11'6" of him. Plus a kitchen sink. It is a penalty going to the Roosters. But that was a huge hit by Jason Saab on Hugo Zavala, and in the end it's a penalty for a high shot, Matthew.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the replay now. Wow, that contact was absolutely brutal.
That was George Tafua stuff.
When someone catches the ball, Savala there was spinning and he was ducking at the same time. Oh, I can't be too critical there.
26-16, Roosters lead Manly Ringer, 8 minutes 15 to go. Assume you would take two here to get out by two converted tries and chew the clock.
I think they're waiting to see what happens up with the video ref at the moment, Andrew.
Just to see whether Saab is going to be placed on report. It's going to be called out here. Trbojevic, the captain, and Jason Saab. Let's have a listen to referee Wyatt Raymond.
He rushes out of the line. There's no attempt to lower his height. Makes direct moderate force with the head. He's on report in the bin.
Direct moderate force. Well, if that's moderate force, I would hate to feel brutal full force. Down to you, Rowan Sims.
Yeah, well, while this was happening, the bench was signalling that they wanted to take the 2 points here, the Roosters, and Hugo Savala, he's up and about. There's a wry smile on his face. I'm glad to see that he's not injured, and unfortunately for Jason Saab, his night is over.
What are you pointing at?
I just saw Cody Ramsey, who I'm a bit of a fan of. Yeah, he would have got the opportunity perhaps to go on the field if Savala had to come off there with a HIA. So because of the nature of the ban and the sin binning, but it's not going to get a crack.
If that was the case, we would have spent the rest of the night talking about his story, wouldn't we? Here's Jerry Evans watching Walker find touch 16th out. He was oh so close though, wasn't he?
Yes.
Savala will take the tap. 26-16 to the Roosters. Under 8 minutes to go, and Manly they must hold out the Roosters here to have any chance of winning the game. The ball's going to be played. It is to Robson. He sends it away right at Butcher. Defence rushes in on him. 8 out from the goal line in front of those southern goal posts. It's played to Robson. Darts to his right. Offloads Jerry Evans to Siwa Wong. He goes without it. And it's a knock on Roosters. Manly Ringer will get the scrum feed, albeit 10 out from their own line with 7 minutes 20 left in the half. But remembering, Manly down to 12 men for the rest of the game with Jason Saab in the bin. Around the grounds, final quarter AFL. Adelaide Crows are in front, leading Geelong by 53-51 at Cardinia Park. And your text still coming through 0467 920 222. Okay, Andrew, Manly still all the way. Thanks for a great call up. Ruse comments from the sideline, says Cara Bondi. As do we, Cara. Thank you for your text. And from the scrum, winners Taniela Paseka caught 12 out from his own line. What does Manly have left? To the left, Jake Trbojevic, put to the ground by White. 18 out from his own line. Plays it quickly to Simpkin. He sends the ball centre field right. Stepping run on that occasion by Hetherington over the 30. Plays the ball to the right. Jake Trbojevic, Fogarty, Olakawatu. Linked up with Garrett. He's caught 5 short of halfway by Crichton. 12 in from the eastern touchline. Comes to the left to Fogarty. Lays out the ball back to Brooks, but they're running out of numbers, and poor old Hetherington had hit it up again. He's smashed to the ground by Cherry Evans. Played on the last tackle. Simpkin has left to Brooks. The kick from 41 metres out to the wing of the Wanganita Wilds. Hey, who flies in the air, comes down with it, and he's tackled 19 out from his own goal line. 6 minutes to go. Sydney Roosters 26, Manly Ringer 16 here at Brookvale Oval.
Kind of got the feeling there, Andrew, that the Seagulls have run out of ideas in that last set because they didn't really throw anything great. What we haven't seen tonight is as though they've really threatened every play, but not that set.
And it comes to the right, the Roosters. 5 metres inside Manly territory. Nat Butcher plays the ball to Reece Robson. He sends it left to Walker. Cut out pass to Angus Crichton on that left edge. Takes on Fogarty and Ben Trbojevic. Tackled 29 out from the goal line. 15 in from touch eastern side. Robson goes right, Walker. Puts up a kick to the southeast corner. And up they go. The ball allowed to bounce. It's tapped back infield by Savala. And now a little stab kick by the Roosters. Straight to Tom Trbojevic. 8 metres out from their own line in that far corner. We have 5 minutes to go. 26-16 to the Roosters. Got a text asking how the Roosters fit under the salary cap. You aren't kidding, aren't you? The Manly have 5 out from their own line. They've got one of the youngest rosters in the comp.
Bunch of kids out there.
Ball's played and it comes to the left to Lehigh Hopewadi. That's a narrative from about 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah. So they're 10. Hopewadi plays the ball to Simpkin. Goes right, Jake Trbojevic to Fogarty. And then Tom Trbojevic pass away to Ruben Garrick. And and put it on the toe. But the Roosters come away with it 11 metres inside Manly territory. 4.5 to go. Game, set, bingo. The Roosters are going to win as they take it 35 out from the Manly line. Let's check him down on the touchline, Ruan Sims.
Well, the body language from the home side, they look very, very tired. The line speed's not as sharp as it was previously. And the Roosters, they'll look to just continue to play their football. They've actually taken on this second half really well.
Lindsay Collins off, Celeste Fiketti on, and interchange their 7th. They have 1 to go, should they require it. Walker turns an inside pass. I'll be really interested in Matthew Elliott's 3-2-1s at the end of this in the ABC Player of the Year, and we'll get the reaction on field. There's a little stab kick by Walker, and the Fahu White bent down to pick it up, may have got a touch, and then Tedesco puts it on the toe beyond the dead ball line. So it is going to be, what's the ruling here? We're going to check it out. We're going to go to the bunker.
Captain's challenge. Bucky, on-field decision is dead off the Roosters. They're challenging, believing it comes off Manly.
Okay, so a late captain's challenge with 3.5 minutes to go in this second half.
Well, I'm going to challenge DCE's challenge here because he just absolutely whacks itself. It hits anyone else.
Sam Walker kicks the ball. The ball is played out and touched by Jake Simpkins.
Oh. It doesn't go dead.
Well, it goes dead off Tedesco, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fahu White reached out for it.
There's no touch from Nafahu.
No, he didn't.
The fact that the referee does not signal the touch for 6 more, this denies the Roosters the opportunity to know that they've got another set. This is a mutual infringement. We'll go back and play the last play.
We're going to replay the last play.
There's a bit in this, so listen, what happens is it takes a deflection off Manly. Because I don't signal that and you're not aware, we play a mutual infringement. Yes, okay. Last tackle. Last tackle to Roosters. So they weren't aware that the ball was touched.
So it's a successful challenge for the Roosters. They don't feel like there's too much successful about any of that, but they'll play it on the last again, 20 metres out. Again, when this Martian arrives here at Brookvale, how are you explaining that to him?
Hit the rewind button and hit play. Oh, hang on, not yet. When they get the ball in the right place.
Okay. Well, if anyone could speak Martian, I thought it might be a hope.
Yeah, French and Martian. Fluent in both.
So here's the play the ball. No one knows what's going on, Roo. There is total confusion.
Yeah, they're just trying to remember where the ball was played previously before that mutual infringement occurred. And here we go. There's signalling out to the right.
As Cherry Evans puts up the kick. Coming through is Toya. Toya against Trbojevic. Toya the catch. And Rob Toya gets the try. He gets the double. The kick from Cherry Evans. The catch from Rob Toya. 3 minutes 22 to go. And it's now the Sydney Roosters 30. Manly Warringah 16 here at Brookvale.
Well, beautiful kick by DCE, but Rob Toya there is competing with Tom Trbojevic. That's not an easy contest to win. And as he catches it, with pure power as well as skill, knocks Tommy away. And does he get the ball down? That's my question. We can't see from that shot, but I think that there might be a little bit of time spent.
Okay, well, on that one replay, it's hard to go against what the referee has determined. Great catch from Toya, and that's the question with bodies surrounding, particularly Tom Trbojevic. Does he get it down? I reckon he ends up face down on the ball. Ruan Sims, down to you on the touchline.
Well, this is going to sound a little unusual, but in real time, I thought I saw him juggle it into Tom Trbojevic before he even got to the ground. So we'll see.
Real-time juggle. Yeah,
a real-time juggle from someone who's 40 metres away.
Well, let's see if there's an RTJ. So, the referee's been surrounded by everyone. Sam Walker's lining up the conversion, 23 metres out and 12 in from the western touchline.
He's not standing in front of him, Andrew, which is always a sign that the try has been confirmed.
So the tyranny of distance may have cost Roo with the real-time juggle. So Walker will take the shot with 3 minutes to go.
Have you ever had an issue with the tyranny of distance, Andrew?
Often, yes. Hence my need for these fancy glasses. So, he hasn't had the thumbs up quite yet.
No.
So, Roo, we might still be looking at whether there was a juggle into turbo time.
Yeah, hold
You're
off.
desperately hoping for that now, aren't
Hold
you?
off. Well, I like RTJ. No, he got the thumbs up. RTJ, gone.
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 Real-time juggle, non-existent. Sam Walker, 22 out, 12 in from touch. This game's ended up being 6 tries to 3 to the Roosters. That's pretty commanding. And they're going to end up double their score or near enough. Here's Walker. So far, he's kicked 3 from 5. He strikes it, heading towards the post. He likes it. He's kicked the goal. He's 4th in a row. Sydney Roosters 32, Manly Warringah 16. Now, what did I say the crowd was? Yes, 16,082. I reckon half of them have left. That eastern hill, you can see the grass all of a sudden. And they're piling their way out of the Bob Fulton stand to the northern end. That'll be about 40% full now. And likewise, the Lions Menzies stand to our right at the southern end. 32 to 16. 3 straight losses at home for Manly Warringah to start the season. The Roosters 2 wins, 2 losses. Short kick off. Up goes the Waze. I reckon he came down with one of those clouds that scared us earlier. He's got it 9 out from his own line. What a catch. Plays the ball to Robson. Goes left to Walker. Away to Angus Crichton. He's been good on that left edge. Then he accelerates over halfway with some handy footwork. Pete Fogarty hits the deck, gets up to go again. Links up with Daniel Tupou. And he's caught 12 metres inside Roosters half. Still 4 minutes in the bin for Tupou. He won't be, for Saab. He won't be back tonight for Manly Warringah. Now Nat Butcher centre field. Tackled 37 away from the goal line. We're with you for another 40 minutes or so keep the text coming. Here's a lovely ball to White. Takes on Trbojevic to Nafahu. He's battling again. He got through Turbo. Now put to the ground 8 out from the goal line. What a run, Nafahu White. Jake Trbojevic ended up on top of him. Played to Robson. Goes right. Little deft chip over the top by Cherry Evans. Taken by Lehigh Abawadi, and it's a penalty going to the Roosters. They're offside inside the 10. So the penalties are 4-0 to the Roosters. The set restarts are 6-2 in favour of the Roosters. And this one, how long to go? You've got to take again. Just take the shot with 1:38 to go. And Sam Walker is telling the referee what? He looks like he's going to take a tap.
He's going to take a tap.
Well, now he's pointing, and he does take the tap. Sends it left to Siwa Wong. He's tackled 4 metres out from the Seagulls line. Sydney Roosters trying for his 7th try. Ball played to Robson. He goes left to Fahu. White doesn't he deserve a 4-pointer, but here he's actually shoved backwards a few metres. And played 5 metres away, right in front of the goalpost. Dummy half Robson. Goes to his left to Walker. He turns it on the inside to Angus, to Tedesco. And the human pinball's claimed 5 metres out from the Manly line. Inside the last minute we go. Played to Robson. Fires it away left to Walker. Fogarty right up in his grill. Makes the ball an all tackle 8 metres out from the goal line. It's going to be played now to Robson. Goes right, Cherry Evans, stab kick in goal, and is grounded by Luke Brooks ahead of the charging Nat Butcher. Goal line dropout for Manly Warringah. Will there be time? There's 35 seconds remaining on the ticking clock, and the Roosters up 32 to 16. And here's Tom Trbojevic who drills it. I think he's trying to find the touchline, but in the end, kicked it straight to Walker. Is contemplating a 37-minute field goal attempt. Walker strikes it, heading towards the post. He likes it, and Sam Walker's kicked the field goal. That was just for practice. Sydney Roosters 33, Manly Warringah 16, 33 to 16 with an 80th minute Sam Walker field goal.
Wow. That just, I remember when he played one of his first grade games. Remember he wound the clock back and ran back the whole way.
Against Canterbury, yep.
Against Canterbury. It just shows the unpredictability and just the mindset of that kid there. I love that.
I thought Rui's idea was to attempt a 2-pointer from outside the 40 for practice.
No, I think he was just trying to suck them in and just take up a bit of time on the clock. And it was beautifully struck, I tell you what. And there's still 13 seconds left on the clock because they stopped it. So Manly will get a kick off here.
33-16, slightly unusual scoreline. Geez, this joint's cleared out. At least we won't have too many problems driving out of here, Matthew. Yeah. Short kick off. Up goes Nawanganawaze with a catch. Spins away from Hopewadi. Straightens into him and Brooks 10 metres short of halfway. 5 seconds to go. And will he get up? No, he won't. That's it. Sydney Roosters, a really, really encouraging win for them. And Manly Warringah, a frustrating, tough loss. 33-16 to fall. No wins and 3 losses, all at home to start the 2026 National Rugby League season. The Roosters, on the other hand, they're 2 wins from 4 games, and that may give them a bit of confidence ahead. In the end, second half, Matthew Elliott, the Roosters were just too good, and maybe they capitalised on the good work they showed in the first half without the rewards then. Yeah, Andrew, I guess it's an energy battle. That's one of the things we always talk about in modern NRL, and they won that energy battle. And again, they didn't have to make their first error until past the 65th minute, and that's a lot for the Roosters. I've never seen that. They're a high-risk team, so they normally have a lot of errors, and they're happy to accept it. But it was a really good contest the whole game. We had over 17 players, 18 players, Andrew, carry the ball for over 100 metres in that game. That's a lot, isn't it? Well, 5 of them over 2. Okay. Now the try scorers for the Roosters, 7 tries. Mark Nawanganawaze, the first 2 in the 7th and 18th minute. Rob Tour in the 52nd. Connor Watson, 55th. Penalty try to Daniel Tupou in the 57th. Rob Toya in the 77th, his second. Sam Walker, 4 goals from 6 attempts and an 80th minute field goal. 6 restarts and a successful challenge. For Manly Warringah, 16 points. Tries to Tom Trbojevic in the first minute. Tolutau Koula in the 29th and Trbojevic again in the 66th. Jamal Fogarty 2 from 3. 2 restarts. Jason Saab Sinbidden on report in the 72nd minute for a high tackle on Hugo Savala. Penalties 4 blot to the Sydney Roosters, who win this 33-16. Let's go down to you, Ruan Sims, right now.
Thanks very much. I've got the victorious captain, James Tedesco, here with me. Teddy, right from the get-go, you knew you were in for a battle, but that was, what a game, and especially in the conditions.
Yeah, I think both teams are really desperate. We had a really tough loss last week. They came off a few tough losses, and it's not the way we wanted to start. The first set they scored kick-off, so a bit of a wild start, but we just got back to our basics. We knew we just had to dig deep this week. Our mentality hasn't been where it needed to be, especially in defence, so it wasn't a great start, but I'm really proud of our efforts for 80 minutes.
Well, you fought back and then went into halftime down, and I know one of the messages from Robbo was get your mindset right. It was imperative you got your mindset right. How did you keep that rolling? Because then it was a roll after that.
We just had to keep things simple. I think sometimes we can complicate this game, but for us, we know we've got a great team. We know we work so hard to train, and we just wanted to keep it simple. We know it's not perfect. It's not perfect yet, but the mentality is something that we can control, and I felt like it was a lot better tonight.
Considering the adversity you guys had, a lot of injuries, a lot of positional changes for that as well, that must be something that you're really happy with and you know that you can work on for the rest of the year.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, we know it's not perfect, but this time of year, we just got to win. And, we're 2-2 now, so we'll take that bit of momentum into the bye, look to regroup and work on some things we need to, but just about continually getting better each week and hitting our straps sometime soon.
Hitting the straps as well. I think that halves combination looks like it's really starting to hit its straps too, and we'll only get better.
Yeah, that's it. We've got to keep working on it. It's going to take some time, but definitely thought we had the big improvements from last week from tonight, and it's going to continually get better. So looking forward to keep working on that combination.
Thanks for your time. Go and enjoy that win.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, Roosters captain. Congratulating and commiserating, and I've lost our team down there. No, I don't. I've got you now, Roo. Let's go down to you in the Manly camp.
Thanks very much. I've got Ruben Garrick here with me. Ruben, that start was absolutely electric. 60 seconds in, you moved the ball in terrible conditions, score a try, and most of your tries were like that. They were just this incredible off-the-cuff movement, which what it looks like on the sideline, but there's a lot of work that goes into it.
Yeah, for sure. I guess it's game planning a little bit there, and then also having the courage to shift in the wet conditions. You got to back your skill and do what the opposition doesn't think you're going to do. So, it was unfortunate we couldn't do it a few more times. But yeah, we're sort of we've got to dig ourselves out of this hole we're in at the moment.
In that second half, there was about 8 minutes where they scored 3 tries back to back. What was the chat like to try and get everybody back on the same page and just really back into this contest?
Yeah, well, it is. I guess it's trying to shift that momentum and get yourself out of that negative mental space. So you've got to shift quite quickly and think positively and try and take opportunities as quick as you can and wrestle back that momentum, which has been, I think it's quite hard with a couple of the new things in this year. But yeah, obviously we're not doing that well at the moment. So yeah, we've got a big job ahead of us to try and shift that momentum, because it's been a bit of a trend for us in a few games there. We get carved up in sort of that 5-10 minute periods, and we need to wrestle that momentum back.
Well, some positives for tonight. You had a young man on debut, Lafayette. Big unit for such a young boy. For him to go out there and be involved in such a game like this, that's really positive for the club.
Yeah, it is. He's trained the house down, to be fair. He's a big boy, but trains really hard and he's really committed to his game. So it was awesome to see him get his debut tonight. And obviously the 6-man bench, we didn't do the jersey presser and everything before the game for him. So I think he had a good moment with his family after the game tonight, and I think he should be very proud of his performance. He forced an error down there when we needed to shift the momentum and come on with a massive run too. So I think he's got a bright future, and it's great to see him get his debut tonight.
Well, thanks for your time. I know it's always tough after a loss, but we always appreciate it here on ABC Sport.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Ruben Garrick down there with Ruan Sims. Sydney Roosters 33 defeated Manly Ringer 16. The Gotcha for Life Cup belongs to the Sydney Roosters, much to the delight of the founder of Gotcha for Life, Gus Warland. And we'll bring you more reaction from the field of play with Ruan Sims. Thankfully, there's no rain at the moment, so the players aren't in a hurry to get off. Sam Walker, their halfback's down with you now, Roo.
Yes, thank you very much, Sammy. That's a really big sigh. Plenty of football, plenty of energy went into that game tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I thought we defended and played a really competitive sort of style of football, and there's a lot to work on there. I thought the first half we sort of laid a platform, and then the second half we're able to sort of get the points off the back of it.
I know that at halftime Trent Robinson said play to the conditions, but actually I felt like you guys moved that ball laterally really, really well. We're challenging that defensive line so cleanly, considering how wet it was.
Yeah, I think it sort of dried up a little bit in the second half. The first half was pretty hard to sort of move the ball or do a great deal with it, and we sort of probably struggled a little bit with that. We probably had to look for a few different options there, but I thought the second half our big boys sort of laid a really good platform, and we were able to play off the back of it.
With that halves partnership that you've got going on, it's really starting to find some momentum now. Obviously it'll still continue to take time, but it must be a joy to play with somebody of that calibre.
Yeah, it's so special to play with someone that you've looked up to for such a long time, and to be able to share the field with him, and I guess to come here and play in front of his old team, it's pretty special, and it was something pretty cool to run out to.
During the game, I know it might not have really clocked it, but could you hear it every time he touched the ball? There was a boo coming from the crowd.
Yeah, there was a little bit. You can sort of hear a few of the kickoffs, but besides, I couldn't hear a great deal.
Well, it was really great to watch you guys, especially that period in the second half where you just ran away with it. Thanks for your time here on ABC Sport. Go and enjoy your win.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Sam Walker down there with Ruan Sims after the Roosters' 17-point win over Manly. Yeah, Roosters get a bye, and then they're off to Perth to take part in that double header on the Saturday. While Manly Ringer now, after 3 straight home games, are away to the Dolphins to kick off the Easter round next Thursday night at Redcliffe, and then they're away again to St George Illawarra in Wollongong. Both winnable games, although the Dragons played pretty well against Manly down in the Gong. The Fahu White, what a player he is for the Roosters, their front row. What a game he had again, and he's with Ruan Sims now.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be right if I left without actually chatting to one of the star front rowers here. Fahu White, don't be shy. Mate, you were absolutely fantastic. I actually just said on the sideline, it's not often you see Lindsay Collins be in the background with another front rower in front of him. You were spectacular tonight.
I appreciate that so much. I don't really overcomplicate my game. I kind of just go out there and do what I do best, and just do what I can do for the team to come away with the victory. So proud of the boys' efforts tonight, especially after last week. I really had to bounce back there, and I think we really took a step forward into the direction that we want to play. And I guess I'm just going out there and doing my thing, so I'm grateful for that.
With a few minutes to go, you were very close to that try line. I thought you were going to go over. What happened?
Well, I was just hoping the ball bounced into my hands, and even Sammy called it. He said, "This is yours," and he kicked it through. I couldn't be. I was surprised at how open I was in space, and I just wasn't lucky with the ball bounce there. So hopefully many opportunities ahead, and then hopefully I can execute it and score the try. So
Reece Robson for you guys, obviously new to the club, but being a front rower, having a class 9 like that, bringing you onto the football and manoeuvring around the middle, that's something special.
Yeah, definitely. I've kind of watched him from afar when he was at Cowboys, and obviously when he's doing his stuff at State of Origin. And when I heard the news that he was coming to Roosters, I was stoked there, and I knew I could build combinations and combo around him. He's just good at what he does. He goes out there, plays his game, and as middles. We appreciate the work that he does around the ruck there, and it's only round 4, many more rounds to go, and hopefully we can just keep building combos on the way. So.
Well, he kicked there for Connor Watson to score, so maybe you just say, hey, come on, like, Robbo, I can be there for you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll tell him to give me a few kicks in there, and I just need to catch it first and pick it up and score. So, grateful for the win, and looking forward to the week off and then going again next week. So.
Thanks for your time. Go and have another cracker in 2 weeks.
Appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Love him, Nafahu White. I was searching for Daly Cherry Evans, but he's been down at the southern end of the ground in that southeast corner, just taking whatever photos the crowd has asked him for down there. So that was very nice of Daly Cherry Evans, and now there's photos and the Gotcha for Life presentation. Hopefully we'll get a chat with him. Meanwhile, while Roo was talking to Nafahu White, I was distracted a little bit, Matthew, because Andrew Johns, the immortal, was kicking footballs into the crowd, and there were banana kicks, there were spiralling torpedo punts. It looked like he was still playing.
He's going to make a comeback for sure after the quality of kicks he was doing there, Andrew. What a talent he is. Unbelievable.
And he's just doing it, almost half asleep. He's not putting any effort into it. But that was fun for the crowd, catching some Joey Johns kicks, and it was a plethora of different styles. So photos have been taken of the Sydney Roosters in mid-pitch. Well, while this is happening and we wait potentially to hear from Daly Cherry Evans, Matthew Ellie, what about your ABC Player of the Year points?
Well, I've found it really difficult, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Because there's a lot of high-quality performances there, and, Roosters team completing at 96%. We only had 11 errors in that whole game,
Yeah, great.
That's and look at the weather we were experiencing. So I tip my hat to both teams, and I feel like I'm going to be a little bit boring here with my 3 points.
So 3 to Daly Cherry Evans?
No. Tedesco.
Oh, okay.
He just, my job is to pick the best player on the field, right? He was the best player on the field tonight. There were some great performances, but consistently across 80 minutes, they carried the ball for 225 metres. Comes up with a try. We support through the middle of the field. 2 tries, just outstanding. He was everywhere again tonight, and we're just so used to it. I could have just gone, he does it all the time. We're not worried about it.
Defending ABC Player of the Year, he won it going away last year, and also the Dally M Award. So he gets 3, James Tedesco.
Nafahu White gets my 2 points. Again, 170 metres, 20 tackles. All those stats sound great, but his impact on the game, he's not an 80-minute player because he's playing in the middle. I think that he was just stunning. Then I was looking at, our Manly player needs to be recognised. Koula, what a game, what a try, but come on, Connor Watson. What about his impact on the game? 39 tackles, 138 metres carrying the ball. What about some of the ball play did through the middle of the field? I think he actually turned the game around, particularly in that second half, towards the Roosters, and got their momentum going. So I had no choice. I had to go for him.
I misread you terribly. I thought you were saying, boy, I'm going to go Daly Cherry Evans. But 3 James Tedesco, 2 Nafahu White. Gosh, he's a good front row. And 1 point to Connor Watson, who did change things when he came on in the 3rd minute playing as a middle forward when Egan Butcher left the field for an HIA that was deemed a Category 1.
Yeah, and Cherry Evans had a great game, but I just think those 3 players made a bigger contribution than he did.
I know, I'm not arguing against your choices. That's just where I thought your body language was taking us. For Manly, what about the players who hold their heads up high after that game?
Well, I talked about Koula, that's for sure, but I also think that Benro BK15 had a really outstanding game on the edge there. He really asked some some big questions. Yep. Hopewadi had an up and down game. Again, carried the ball for 230 metres. Asked a lot of questions, but came up with 3 errors. Of their 9 errors, he came up with 3 of them, and some of them weren't necessary. So obviously a player that's developing. But again, I'm just going to say it one more time. I thought that was a really, really high quality contest. I enjoyed it.
Well, it was 3 tries in 5 minutes. Toya, Watson, and that penalty try to Tupou that changed everything.
Yeah.
Because up until then, Manly was holding on to a 10-8 lead. Around the grounds, full-time AFL, Geelong has beaten the Adelaide Crows at Cardinia Park 68-60. Geelong beating the Crows 68-60. We'll get your text messages shortly as well, 0467 920 222. And Archie has a chat to DCE. Roo will join us back here in the broadcast box. Someone on the text says, surely that's Seabold done. I'd be really surprised if that's anywhere near the truth. I get the pressure he's under to turn things around. But bearing in mind he's got this year and next of his contract, I can't see Manly taking that sort of drastic action, especially early in the year.
Not after 3 games. And again, if they were playing really poorly, tonight was a progression.
Well, Daly Cherry Evans, he's had a career progression at 37. Roo, he's playing for the Roosters and enjoying a win here at Brookvale.
Yes, thank you very much, Daly. First time back here in different colours, a little bit different, but you still got the win at the end of the day.
Yeah, ultimately, for as much as everyone was speaking about the occasion and coming back here, ultimately we're here to play a footy game and get the result. So I'm really proud of our team for putting in that effort and making it a memorable night for me, but also a really important win for our season. So a lot to like tonight.
Well, I particularly like watching Nafahu White just carve up the middle and create some space for you guys as halves out the back.
He's amazing, and just watching him work through the pre-season and I guess watching him from afar over the last few years, it's amazing to think that he's so young and has so much ahead of him. But I tell you what, even though he's got a heap ahead of him, where he's at right now isn't too bad, is it? It's amazing to play alongside of him. I really admire the way he goes about the work. He never shies away from the tough stuff, and obviously the way he's carrying the ball at the moment, he's got to be one of the best ball carriers in the game.
And look, coming to Brookvale, you knew it was always going to feel a bit different, but you had your family and friends here supporting you. But I tell you what, every time I knew you touched the ball, because the boos were ringing around, but also claps and cheers at the same time.
Yeah, I knew that coming in, that it was going to be all types of receptions. Some people were going to obviously boo, some people were going to be happy to see me again. So yeah, I've got nothing but love for the people of Manly. I've got so many great memories, and tonight will be another great memory. I'll really look back on this as a cool night, cool experience, and just really appreciate the love that I have received this week, and friends and family are a big part of that.
Well, this spine that you've got working, obviously Reece Robson now back fit and healthy into it, it is really going to gel. It's obviously, there are always things that need to be worked on, but the more time you guys play together, the better it's going to be.
Yeah, exactly right, Roo. We've only played, I guess, 2 games together with Reece, Teddy, Sam and I, so we're trying to get as much time as we can together at training and meetings and hanging out, spending time together, because the more that friendship grows, the more the connection grows on the field. So I do believe we're heading on the right track, but like you said, there is improvement left in us, and after 4 weeks, there's a few things we can take from it, and there's also a few things we can go away and learn from and adjust. So not too bad.
And before I let you get back to your beautiful family, because I know they're here for you, I have to ask, Tolutau Koula, watching him streak away the way he does it still just blow your mind how quick that man is?
Yeah, I've obviously been a teammate previously with Tolu, and admired the way that he's grown into one of the elite centres in the game. So obviously not as great watching him run away tonight, but I certainly can appreciate and understand, because I've seen him put the work in. He's putting in a lot of work, and it shows through his performance. I'm really happy for him.
Well, I'm happy for you too. You've got here, you've had the win, and now you can go and spend some time with your family. Well earned.
Thanks, Roo. Cheers. Have a good night.
He handles those situations well. Daly Cherry Evans with Ruan Sims will now join us back here in the broadcast box after the Roosters 33-16 win over Manly. 6 tries to 3 for the Roosters. 2 tries to Mark Nwanganita-Waze, 2 to Rob Toya, and 1 each to Connor Watson and Daniel Tupou by way of a penalty try try. Sam Walker, 4 goals from 6 attempts and an 80th minute 38-metre field goal. And for Manly, 2 tries to Tom Trbojevic, 1 to Tolutau Koula, Jamal Fogarty, 2 from 3, and Jason Saab on report, and Sinbin for a high tackle that he came up on Zavala at, I think the actual speed was 4.7 trillion kilometres an hour. Ish. 33-16. It was 10-8 to Manly at half-time, and the crowd, 16,082 here at Brookvale. You're with Matthew Elliott, Rowan Sims. I'm Andrew Moore. For the next 15 minutes or so, we'll take you through the remains of the weekend and get your text 0467 920 222. Padre and Rue, wild night at the Fortress. Manly needs a couple of better forwards. Many thanks for the call and for the rapid feature. It even works for Techno Luddites. Good on you, Chris. Yeah, ABC Rapid. If you go onto the app, the ABC Listen app, and you hit the search button and type in Rapid, it comes up, and if you're watching the game on television, it's very close to lining up in sync, as opposed to 30 to 60 second delay that you used to get. ABC Rapid, folks.
I'll be doing that tomorrow.
I hope so. I'll give you a shout out. Speaking of shout outs, I don't know whether he's still listening rapidly or not at 10:15 at night, but my dad had a birthday today, and he's celebrating his birthday. So, Dad, John Moore, hope you've had a great day. Look forward to lunch tomorrow very much with the family. He's 3 days.
So you're 3 days apart?
Yep. But many decades apart.
He looks young, though.
Oh, well, some say
that
I look
because
old.
you're catching up to him?
I think it might be. But
I thought he must have had you when he was 12.
I hope you had a great day, Dad. Stop. You don't need to suck up. It's my mum who loves you, not Dad.
He loves me too.
Thank you all for a great call as always. I'm a Tigers fan. I don't really like either of these teams, but tonight I hope Manly, simply because of all the garbage in the media about DCE returning to Brookvale. The booing was disgusting, very poor sportsmanship. Pretty sure that after 15 years of top-class service to the Seagulls, DCE owes them nothing to themselves. No doubt about that, Denise, but it's part of the theatre. He knew it was coming. He's not worried about it.
Yeah, just reframe it. Why not? Why couldn't it be fun? It didn't bother him. It actually zoned him in.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think you said 20 minutes into the game. Maybe stop that now.
Yeah.
Stop it. 0467 920 222. Hi, team. I really appreciate the common sense the whole ABC team bring to punters complaining about referees. But I was waiting for the but. But can you explain why coming out of the line is an exacerbating factor if it ends in an accidental high shot, but is praised if it ends in a great tackle that shuts down an attacking raid? Seems arbitrary to me and shouldn't contribute to how accidental high shots are punished, so the ref shouldn't mention it when sending a player off. Tiger Dave at Coffs, thanks for your text, Tiger Dave. I disagree with that because what the referees say, and the ruling is now from the NRL, it is up to the defensive player to not get anywhere near the head. So especially if you're rushing up at, a trillion K an hour, it is then the onus is on you as the defender not to get anywhere near the head. Whether it's accidental or not is irrelevant. If you get him anywhere near the head, Rue is back in the box, and you're doing it at any sort of force, you're going to exactly what happened to Jason Saab tonight.
Yes, the onus is on the defender not to make contact high or dangerous contact with the attacker because they are shooting up, and obviously a lot of the time it is almost like a blindside shot because they are either turned or they're looking at the football on the inside, and it's usually an outside-in movement as well. So that's why the rule is the way it is. But I think I agree with that outcome there.